we are live. Welcome to this What Just Happened review of SummerSlam 2026. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da.
Oh, dead parents.
Your pearls just shatter all over everything. Please allow people to have a good look. A good look.
Stupid face.
You know nothing about wrestling.
I think you'll find I know nothing about sports entertainment.
That's true. Welcome, everybody. They lied to us. There's no stream. It is going to be me, just me. You know, I will pop it there where it belongs. Absolutely. Yes.
A watchful protector.
A dark night. Why do we fall, Master Wayne? So we could learn to pick ourselves up again. Batman Begin.
Batman Begin. That's in that game.
I
love that. I love that so much.
I can't wait. So we are here. Thank you very much for joining us. We are going to be running down the entirety of SummerSlam 2026's card. We're going to start with night 1, move on to night 2. I'll get a plug out of the way now. If you are joining us on BlampCo Wrestling for the first time, do drop us a subscribe. It would be nice. Just because 100,000 is just right, it's right there. It's just annoyingly just right there. But also, if you are a fan of BlampCo content, we are going to be doing a ranking of every single SummerSlam. That list will be coming out in a few weeks' time. It is currently being edited. It is coming out after the fact, so I could include this year's SummerSlam in that list. And I'm going to give you a little brief kind of window of what that list might look like, because I'm going to say I've officially counted where it sits in the rankings. Mm-hmm. To me, SummerSlam 2026 was the 14th best WrestleMania of all time.
Wow, I thought it was a really shitty WrestleMania.
No. It's a 14th best SummerSlam of all time, which is in the good category. I certainly wouldn't call it great, because it's still afflicted with, well, the best way to put it is, people all around the world, will drive us over. People all around the world,
rip my ears off and throw them in the Thames by the end
people all
of
around
this
the world,
show.
around the world.
Oh.
So, this is, to the American viewers, that might not be work. You might not understand what we're doing there. For anyone who is in the UK, they cut out all of the US's ads, well, most of them, and replaced them not with repetitive ads for Hulk Hogan's documentary this time, but instead a thing called SummerSlam Snapshots, which are a series of still images. Don't worry, each one a different resolution from the last, just sort of like panning in, panning out, panning over still images. I mean, who would make content that is just panning over still images?
Well, it's one thing to do a bunch of still images. It's another thing to only have so many of them, so that by the time you get to night 2, you go, ah, shit, we'll just do the first lot over again.
Yeah.
I was seeing those fuck-ass pictures of the Mountie being taken away for his night in jail, losing to the big boss man. More than once.
Yeah.
I was appalled by the production on this show.
Rey Mysterio in 2007 as the Silver Surfer, a random-ass outtake from the barbecue shoot with DX in 2006. If you're American, you don't worry, you got ads for DoorDash. So, you know, we all suffered in our own little ways. It's just that they didn't change the song at any point. And it drove me mad. Between every single match, we had a slideshow of people all around the world, around the world, around the world, people all around the world. Oh, look, I see a bug around the world, around the world. Is that Rey Mysterio? People all around the world, around the... Just fucking hell.
I used to talk a lot about -1s in with regard to, the old SmackDown reviews that I used to do at the time, and just how everything was wrong. The show was broken. The order of things that would happen would be wrong. You'd show someone walking through the back for their match, and then you'd go and show something else unrelated to that. Then they'd make their entrance for that. They'd be in the ring. Then they'd go to commercial, come back from commercial, do another video package for something else, do a backstage segment unrelated to that. Then they'd be like, oh yeah, they've been in the ring for 10 minutes. Then they'll send the other person out. They'll start the match, and then they'll go to another commercial. And I would always say, like, listen, if you show me the best episode of SmackDown from that period of time, like, sure, it'll be a good episode of SmackDown, but it will still have, like, 5% of the points knocked off for just being fucking broken. And that's how I looked at a lot of this show. And it's not the sort of things that we'll necessarily go to as we go from match to match to match to match and give our reviews of the various matches. But the production on this show was broken.
It is worth pointing out that, yes, I think there's a lot of good stuff. And I think, generally speaking, the way we go back and consume wrestling from the past is a lot more favorable to shows like this, where we fast forward to certain matches. Like, we'll fast forward to the women's ladder match, or we'll fast forward to Chad Gable's Too Short match with Penta, or we'll fast forward to the main event, and you'll miss a lot of the stuff that does kind of feel completely locked in the uncanny valley. That's it. Like, I watched some of this live, very small amounts of it, and in the end I just had to stop watching, because it's just like, there's no video packages. There's no video packages to prime me for the stories being told. It's SummerSlam. That matters less than WrestleMania.
Not by much.
Not by much, but like at this SummerSlam in particular, it did feel just like a bunch of matches. There wasn't a lot of storytelling hooks leading us into the next shows.
I was quite perplexed by how kind of pedestrian a lot of this show felt. Like,
in terms of where you go from after each match.
Yeah, like, sure, there's a number one contenders match on night 2. That gives you an idea of what's next in the main event scene of SmackDown. Sure.
Kevin versus Punk, yes, please.
Yeah, that is a good direction to go in, per my opinion. But you just kind of look at, like, everything else that happened on the show, and it's like, most all of the championship matches, well, like, you got a couple title changes. The U.S. and Intercontinental titles changed hands, and you got a new interim women's champion, but, like, all the main belts, like the women's world title, the WWE title, the world heavyweight title, they all just kind of, like, happened. And outside of little bits here and there, like, you might have an inkling of what's to come next, but very rarely did it feel like a huge climax of this first half of the year's story culminates at this show. It just kind of felt like another show.
It was I would say it's a poorly built SummerSlam, and that's reflected in the fact that, there's just not a lot of storytelling meat on the bones. What's the fucking story in Trick versus Corbin? Honestly, what's the story in Liv versus Io? What's the story in Punk versus Cody? What's the story? Like, the only one that had, like, a long-running story was, I guess, like, Seth and Roman, but that's only through the passage of time. They only started telling this story about a month ago. Like, all of these stories, like, if you were to just sit someone down in front of this and be just like, hey, this is some professional wrestling, they'd probably be like, okay, hey, that seemed like a good time. Look at that Minute Maid Juice Box gang. They seem to be having a whale of a time. But like you say, in terms of, like, for us, the people who are just like, oh, okay, so SummerSlam usually pays off a big feud or two, but SummerSlam is usually where a big thing will happen.
Yeah.
You know, like, Brock being crowned the new champion, or the Authority coming together, someone cashing in on someone else. Like, God, you really felt the absence of a Money in the Bank holder.
I did realize halfway through the show, like, I know that they moved it to the latter half of the year this year and everything, but I just went like, who the fuck is looming with Money in the Bank right now? Oh, wait, no one. And it was like, haven't had that really ever? Like, when was the last time there was no Money in the Bank briefcase at all factored into SummerSlam?
2005. 2005. No, 2004.
2019, both briefcases were done away with by then.
Were they?
Bailey cashes in on the night, and Brock cashes in before.
Oh,
and they do the match at SummerSlam.
Right. Very, very good.
But I don't think there's another one, if I had to reckon. You know? I guess Corbin as well. Corbin cashes in before SummerSlam in 2017.
That's true, but isn't there... Oh, there's no women's for that year.
Yeah.
Wait, isn't that the year with Carmella?
Oh, no, Carmella does have it.
Yeah.
I'm wrong. Yeah, I thought that was Alexa Bliss. Let's just talk about the history of Money in the Bank.
We are going to jump into this show. Do feel free to join in the conversation and let us know what you felt. We wanted to get our gripes about the general shape of the product out of the way. I do think it's I think it's inexcusable when you have a show with some matches that are built as much as, for example, Gable versus Penta.
Yeah.
Like having just had the El Grande versus El Grande match. To not have that feature in any way on screen for anyone who is like, oh, I'll dip into SummerSlam and see what's going on. If you dipped into SummerSlam, just like if you dipped into WrestleMania, apart from the two main events, you would not know what was going on. And for Cody versus Punk, that's fucking inexcusable. Yeah. Because even if they only just, started feuding like 2-3 weeks ago, they've been around for 20 years.
They've been teasing this match since Punk came back.
Yeah.
You can really throw all of the various matches in for argument's sake. Like the Chad Gable video package to set up what would culminate on this night, that could start before the Gunther match. That could literally start in the end of 2023 if you wanted to. It could start, early 2025 if you wanted to, with the arrival of the original Grande Americano. Whatever. There are so many different points where it's well, if you want this to be a 7-minute video package, you've got the scope for it. If you want it to be a 3-minute video package, you've got the scope for it. You simply cannot have it be a 0-minute video package and get away with, for that story, for this guy that we all fucking want to see his fucking thing. It just, it is inexcusable.
When you see the video packages for Ober and Brock, it was really cool. The Act 1, Act 2, Act 3. Those acts were incorrect, but we'll get to that. Just the gorgeousness of your video production. What a fucking offensive waste. You have so many matches. This is your biggest show. It just makes your product seem so much smaller when essentially these are just the wrestlers who turned up on the day.
Yeah, it's baffling to me, especially because they're so adamant in their, what we do is we tell stories thing. It's okay, we can disagree on the nature of how you should be doing all of these things, sure. But if you care so much about your fucking storytelling, tell your fucking stories.
You have an industry-leading video production team. This is what they do. Danhausen did get a video package, that's true. But it's he got a comedy kind of short film thing, which is fine. I would not begrudge him having one. It's just him having one and Chad Gable not, and Liv and EO not, and fucking even Gunther versus Nick Aldis, a match that I really enjoyed. This is a former NWA world champion. Why can't we tell a little bit of the story? That, honestly, it's probably one of the longer built matches of SummerSlam somehow.
Yeah.
Incredible. It lacks credibility.
If you're one of them casual fans they talk about all the time, and you're only tuning in for this, if you haven't watched a show since WrestleMania because you don't give a fuck about any of this, why is Gunther fighting the GM? They didn't tell you why.
No. The
commentary might try and just say, oh, well, he got pushed around and stuck up for himself. And sure, I guess that is a really simplified version of it, but, the Danhausen one getting one is emblematic of the bigger picture of it all. It's well, we dedicate that time for Danhausen, obviously.
He sells human monies.
Yeah.
Lolcan has cheeseburger.
He's so funny. He's so fucking funny, Adam.
On with the show, then.
Yeah.
On with the show. Let's start with our first match. Actually, let's not start with our first match of night one. Who's Jefferson Justinson? Who's Justin? Who is he?
Justin Jefferson.
Who is that man?
He is a wide receiver for the Minnesota Vikings. I knew this was going to come up, and at the very least, he is a fucking star player.
Okay.
Like, it's not just he's the fucking, I don't know, the kicker.
He seems vaguely charismatic.
Yeah, he's a fucking superstar. Like, he has been, one or two maybe, but like he's been maybe the best wide receiver in football for a few years.
It seems every single WWE Big Four pay-per-view has to start with some beat poetry about hustle, and he did as well as Kevin Hart, as well as Terry Crews.
Drewski did it one year. Yeah. I think for SummerSlam maybe last year, something like that. This is not to really go in on this sort of thing because it is just kind of emblematic of the whole shebang. But if you go back and watch like a really good show opening video package from years gone by, because I've been doing that recently a little bit. I'll watch I've just been putting like an old pay-per-view from like 2007 on.
Anyone that starts with the word tonight is just like, yes, this
give
is
me that
voice
back. But like, it was all about like, here's this event in which these stories are culminating, and you care because you bought the show, and now you're gonna get to see this match, and wow. Now it's just like, boy, WWE sure is hot. I'm celebrity man to tell you that it's hot, and you know that it's hot because I'm the celebrity man and I'm here. And that is just the point. The star of these video packages are Snoop Dogg, and they are Drewski, and they are Justin Jefferson, and et cetera, et cetera.
Travis, Taylor Swift's husband?
Travis Kelce.
Walking out and saying, Webster's Dictionary defines the grind as, and it's just that for 10 fucking minutes.
Yeah.
Bring me your operatic, the end is here.
Yeah. I want to feel like I'm watching the coolest fucking thing ever.
No
Unfortunately.
more pretending. No more. And then fucking houses being blown away, and Mick Foley falling off Hell in a Cell, and Triple H's bloodied face. The end is here. Bum bum. What is money? I'm Justin Jefferson, and I have money. You should also have money. Anyway, fuck it. Is there anything else you want to say about the state of things before we kick into the matches proper?
It was worse than we've made it sound. There was a point where they pitched it to the post-show panel, and none of their mics worked for the entire segment, and they just aired it. It was just like that. It cut back on at one point. But there was just shit like that. Michael Cole would just start talking and then stop. And there'd be long periods of silence while their fucking crane shot, which they can only show half the building because the other half's fucking empty. There's just it stops and it kind of jiggles back and forth. And I was like, I have seen better production on indie shows. Genuinely, I couldn't believe it.
They don't have anything because they have to cut Cole's mic when he's doing DoorDash plugs because for some it's just some legal bullshit that we can't hear that. We're not allowed to, but they have to get better at either just fucking cut somewhere else. Give us Big E talking about the match that's coming up. Oh, I don't know. Play us a fucking video package.
I was gonna say, just play the fucking video package.
If we can't have the DoorDash ad, that's fine. Give us a package. Yeah. Why punish us with the rest of the American fucks? We don't like late stage capitalism as much as Americans. We don't care about the grind and the hustle and the paper and getting paid as much. We're British. We've had a cost of living crisis for 20 years.
I came at a great time. A great time.
Pay your taxes.
I do.
All right. On with the show. Liv Morgan versus Io Sky. Just glossing. Oh, one more thing. Hi, Chris Van Vliet. You distracted me throughout the entire fucking show, by the way. Yeah. Thanks for that. Good seats, sir, but bang in the middle of my hard cam, a man I recognize, and just what does Chris Van Vliet think about all this? And most of the time, he was just
wow. Yeah.
I hope Chris Van Vliet had a lovely time, but you were too present in my eye line.
Yeah, there are... It's not the exact same thing, but one of my exes can be seen in a lot of pay-per-views from a certain time period.
Oh, the green t-shirt guy.
Yeah. And repeatedly, like, front row, so always either cut to or just like, oh, there you are again. There you are again. And,
Hello.
And again, and again. There are pay-per-views I don't watch.
Io versus Liv. This match I thought was fine. I mean, there's something vaguely creepy about the fans voting on what Liv wears. You can literally just squeezing every last little tiny bit. But like, I thought this match was fine. I've written good match, ! Both of us got it wrong. Danhausen's curse is broken.
Yep, it means nothing now. if it's not related to something exploding, then it means nothing. Yeah, I thought this was fine. Like, fine is the word for it, I think. I didn't think it was, like, great. I didn't think it was amazing, this blow-away great opener that we've seen in recent years. Like, you know, the Becky and Bianca opener from 22. Just, like, start the show off really hot, and bam, you hit the ground running. Don't even need a big title change. You don't need that, but, like, you know, and it was fine. Like, it was just a solid opening match. People really like Io.
Yes.
You know, so that always helps to get, you know, the crowd kind of into something.
If you're going to hit someone's music first, it might as well be hers.
Exactly. And that was it. I was kind of baffled by the lack of title change, just because, like...
It kind of does make sense. Like, if you take the Danhausen-ness out of it all, like, this is her first title defense. And
that's as much of a reason to fucking take it off her as Eddie, because they clearly don't care.
I thought that, like, Stephanie Vaquer would be involved in some way. Just, if anything, just to run off the Judgment Day, who they were taken care of with one suicide dive.
That took... Didn't it?
It was some... Oh, yeah.
She hit the corner moonsault and then looked around like, where did she go?
And then moonsault, and then they're just both gone.
Yeah, it killed them. Yeah. Killed them both, which is fascinating considering they were much crazier fucking wipeout bumps in, like, the ladder match the next day. And all of them were just like, all right, back to it, gang. We gotta do our big spots. But it was funny. It was... Yeah. I thought this was fine. The finish, I thought, was... I don't know that I would book it. Just that Io counters out of the Oblivion, Aura farms for a second, is hit with the Codebreaker and the Oblivion, and it gets beat. I don't think that's a great finish booked for the baby face that everyone loves, but I did laugh.
It's a fun sequence. Like, ultimately, like... Codebreaker is a bit of a quicker kind of snatch your ass move.
Yes.
And it makes sense that then Io would be too dazed to do the thing that she just did.
Oh, I completely agree. It's merely the Aura Farm moment in the middle of it. She turns around and is like, ha-ha, I did it. And then gets beat.
Bang. Yeah, I mean, a couple of goofy-ass kind of babyface moments.
Yeah.
Nothing as aura-destroying as what happened to poor Trick Williams, but we'll get to that.
Yeah.
I have a list of moves. I don't have a story written down here. I just have good moves, top rope Codebreaker, German suplex on apron, Oblivion, Codebreaker, Liv retains, good match. These are all the things that I have.
Yeah, I did. The only thought that I can remember having during it was just that, like, and granted, I'm maybe a tough sell for this, but I didn't watch this and come away thinking that Liv was the better wrestler. Like, Io took a lot of this match, and Liv kicked out of, like, all the big moves and everything. Like, you know, it's not like she was getting saved every time and you ran off the interference and everything. But it just felt like Io took this match until Liv hit her finish, and then that was it.
It was like, yeah, it wasn't like even like 50-50. It was just sort of like there was a bit of like Liv on top, then mostly Io, because Io is incredible and Io can do all the things. The sunset flip powerbomb through the ropes.
Yeah.
Could have been like truly gnarly if Liv hadn't kind of like stopped her, but I'm not going to begrudge anyone that.
It's a mean bump when it's really done.
Yeah, like most of the moves I've got down here are Io doing kind of crazy fun shit.
As she's one to do.
And then you got Judgment Day interference, but it doesn't factor into the finish. Certainly not in a way that you kind of like elongate the feud. Like the Judgment Day had already been run off by the end of it, so Io kind of just did get her ass beat. The queen of the ring.
Yeah.
With the king of the ring not even using his his title shot.
That's it, yeah. Like, Fredo asked, should the heel feel like the better wrestler, though? And that is a fair point, but she did just ultimately take all the offense from Io and then just hit a few moves of her own and win. She didn't cheat to win. There was the outside interference, but that was done away with before the finishing sequence and enough time in between that it didn't factor into it. So in storytelling, you know, in the context of the match, she just was the better wrestler. She beat her, but me watching it, I didn't feel that.
No one's going to have objected if this match took place either on a B pay-per-view or even on Raw as just like a title defense for Liv Morgan.
Yeah.
Like, why wasn't this happening in May?
Yeah. I have no real answer for that. And that was kind of like my feeling with it, with regards to the title change and lack thereof, is, you know, if you had just done this on any of the fucking pay-per-views between WrestleMania and now, it'd be like, yeah, that's a fine match to have on those pay-per-views. But for a SummerSlam, it feels like there should be a little bit more, and maybe that includes a title change or the ending of a big feud or something like that.
A big return maybe after the match.
Yeah, something like that, just to give it a little bit more. And this was just kind of, it was a fine match, but SummerSlam's meant to be the second biggest show of the year. You know, so maybe you want a little bit more than that.
I think each night had a big hook. Like on the Patreon, patreon.com/BlampCo, if you're interested in seeing more of this long form podcast style, like running down of a card. We just did AEW Redemption. I think SummerSlam both nights, they had enough of a hook to not feel like as directionless as that show ended up feeling to me. Like, you can say, like, looking at these shows night and day, like, AEW is just like 5 hours, too much wrestling, just like every single moment you're just like, here's some more wrestling, here's some more wrestling, here's 22 minutes of wrestling, which is, you know, if you want that, that's fine. I think there has to be a happy medium in between the two. I think at the very least, though, these shows did have enough to give them a SummerSlam identity. It's just that most of the matches, other than the main events, and maybe, hey, video packages have something to fucking do with that, I would say each main event is like SummerSlam worthy, and then the undercards, like you say, I don't know if it's just the way that this show was produced, this show was agented. A lot of things were just like, we have a match, and then the person who either won or lost gets a little moment in the ring where either someone says, well done, or they say, thank you very much. And then that's it. And we expect very little, if anything, to carry over. And it's so strange, just like watching Io, who is your kind of top star, and you'd feel like if they're saving Io versus Liv for, well, the Queen of the Ring final and then SummerSlam, it does feel like then, yeah, you're prepping something big, a title change, or at least, you know, something devastating happening to Io, which would explain why she lost. She just lost in a raw-ass kind of way, and then just looked a bit sad, and then that's it. We move on to all around the world, around the world, around the world.
I can already tell that you like bits of this show more than I do. But we'll go through all of it, piece by piece, of course.
We have the Usos and Jacob Fatu versus Royce Keys, LA Knight, and Solo Sikoa. Well, of course, we Jake. Thank goodness the Gears of War logo was cool. Otherwise, Jacob would have looked silly.
Yeah, he would have, wouldn't he?
With his silly wolf mask on.
Yeah, this is another match that was fine.
Yeah. This episode of Raw was really picking up.
I was about to say, in a world in which Raw is a better show, like, this would have been a fine episode of that show. It's like, it's just a 6-man tag that you do. And it's like, yeah, it was fine. It was as fine as you would expect it to be. I think Solo Sikoa is really funny.
To be fair, like, undercards of Wrestle Kingdoms are filled with tag matches in order for people to have fun at the beginning of a show. I don't begrudge a 6-man tag, especially when it's like, at least one of them is an actual group of 3 with, the bloodline and their loss maybe meaning something. It didn't in the end.
No, I
There's
would
no,
like to think in the future after this, maybe Roman will have a word with them on Raw.
You would have thought that maybe them losing they go to a backstage segment where Roman's just like chewing them out more than he would do. And it's like, boss, are you okay? He's like, yes, I'm okay. Why would you not think I'm okay? And then Paul can just be, oh no, Paul's not with Roman. He hasn't been with Roman for years. But just like someone could just go like, don't bother Roman now. He's in a way.
That would also require backstage segments on these shows.
Were there none?
I think there was a shot of someone getting ready once. And that, I think, is about it.
Oh, Superstar Arrival sponsored by Wingstop, of course.
So, yeah. They showed that of, Danhausen showing up in his ice cream truck or whatever the fuck he drives.
Fucking lazy, man. There's a real lack of let's boil down our fucking biggest shows to their most essential parts so we can fill the rest of it with pre-built advertisement packages.
I hate it a lot. I really, really do. If you've watched our content, you will know that I hold this show with great reverence and everything. But, WrestleMania 24 is the template for me. Brilliant video packages strewn throughout the show. I think almost every match gets one in some form. And the backstage segments on that show are fucking marvelous. Just let's talk to Ric Flair shortly before his match. Let's talk to Edge during the show and just you're facing The Undertaker tonight and how do you feel? And he's just oh, I'm so excited. I'm making history tonight. I'm beating The Undertaker.
Yeah.
I'm beating The Undertaker at WrestleMania. He tells this great story about being in the crowd at WrestleMania and his hero Hulk Hogan losing on that night. And now there's going to be a kid sat in the front row of this show that's going to think about the time that their hero The Undertaker lost to me. And I was like, oh, I felt it. Got me more excited for the show. And it's the pay-per-view's already sold. So, and no one fucking sells pay-per-views in WWE these days, but, what point is there to fucking, do a money-selling promo during the show that's already been bought? It's well, you do it because you have fucking pride in making the show good.
Well, that's it. These are storytelling tools.
Exactly. Tell the story. Not everything needs to be about selling the most things, whether that's the show or the fucking ads that you're running.
Yeah, sometimes you need to inform what a character's thinking just before they walk through the curtain.
Yeah.
Sometimes you need to see, for example, Roman Reigns losing his shit backstage because actually he's not the calm and collected OTC. And then when he starts talking to himself during the match, we fucking get it a bit more. Oh, of course, he's unhinged. Maybe that informs Act 1 of the match a little bit more. So we have that's the thing is none of these things are big obvious things that we feel like we need. Someone saying just where's the backstage segments on my paid wrestling show? It's just well, yeah, no, I mean backstage segments aren't they're not the A plot, but they are important in planting storytelling seeds.
And those are how you fucking fill these times where it's oh, Baron Corbin and Trick Williams is up next, and then they're just showing the Tron. And they're yeah, it's still coming up. It's not like they're doing an ad that's silent. It's yep, it's this and that. And boy, Trick Williams, yeah, that guy. Fucking show me Trick Williams. Give him a chance to do what he does best and fucking talk before this deal.
Show us him afterwards and don't it doesn't have to be an exclusive thing that we then go and have to track down. Because often those are fucking great because they're not, scripted and people just getting to talk. The
Rock would do it at Manias.
Yeah.
And it would be great and memorable, and everyone would love it because they're good at that.
Have Gunther, after being, finding Nick Aldis, have him go up to Nick Aldis backstage. Get him in a handshake and say, well done, but now you're going to do something for me. Mm-hmm. And then they walk off, set up what's happening on night 2.
Yeah.
It's just these are tiny little things. These are tiny little tools that WWE aren't using anymore. Mm-hmm. Video packages and these being one of them. And I know this mostly is their big 4 shows because they're the ones that they're selling the most ad real estate on. And you do still get good video packages on your B shows, but fucking your B shows don't have any.
It's they're painting with only 2 colors.
Yeah, exactly.
It's you can make an amazing painting with that sometimes if you've got the skills to do so. But it would probably help if you had the full palette of everything that you have previously used.
Anyway, this match was fine. Yeah, it was absolutely fine.
Yeah.
And that's the thing is I struggled to, other than Baron Corbin and Trick Williams, spoilers, and Danhausen, spoilers, I struggle to say anything that's on the show that's out and out bad.
Oh, we'll disagree on some stuff.
Or we might disagree on some
You might
stuff.
be just forgetting something.
Maybe. But I thought this match was good fun.
This is fine.
Solo
This is
Sikoa got
totally
to be a
fine.
funny little guy and do that and annoy Jey Uso.
This was the most I've ever enjoyed Solo Sikoa. And it's like been trending that way of late. But he was the star of this match.
Yep.
You know, when he and LA Knight hugged afterwards, because LA Knight's like, I'm too cool for this. I'll give you a hug. And Solo Sikoa's like, yeah! He's just being a silly guy. I was like, why were you ever typecast as the stoic, silent monster?
He was good at it.
He was good at that, but like, this is his calling. This is who he's meant to be.
He's really good at mimicking everyone around him when he just starts doing like Jacob Fatu's thing. And I think, just again, that gives Jacob Fatu. I feel like he's probably the guy who's most suffered through all of this. I think everyone else at least got to have a win or a spot. Like LA Knight got the pin on Jey Uso, which I wasn't expecting, after fucking spiking Jey Uso with a BFT. Goodness gracious me. Royce Keys got to do his fun kind of spot of power slamming Jacob over the timekeeper's area. I think the only person here who's just like kind of has something of a diminished kind of character is Jacob Fatu. If only because like he's sort of like there's supposed to be kind of friction between him and the bloodline. Maybe you pay off a match like this into something else, but again, could be good to do it like backstage thing. Like he blows off Jacob and Jay, he goes home.
Yeah.
Like when actually he's like, well, we are supposed to be here emotionally for Roman. And he's like, well, fuck you guys. You didn't have my back out there. Like, this stuff may come up on Raw. We don't know, but it might, I suppose. It's just like, of all the people, Jacob Fatu walks away with the least, I think, which is a shame.
It's a shame. He's by far the most talented person in of the six, in my opinion. Like, this, fucking, who knows? I don't give WWE the benefit of the doubt with these sort of things, unfortunately, so I'd love to be proven wrong, but people have been kind of throwing out the names of like, well, they've really kind of dumped a bucket of cold water on the ascensions of Obafemi and Braun Breaker this year and everything, and maybe we'll see that Obafemi, they did a lot with him on this show to try and right that ship, so, again, grain of salt, we'll see where it goes. But I think the third in that trio of people that they have just absolutely bitched out and gone like, no, he's not a top star, actually, is Jacob.
Well, they had someone, like, that's the thing is, I don't think you should have promos of people saying you're not ready for the title unless you either are about to crown them champion or have a story in place to get there. That might be what's happening. Jacob slowly being built to take on Roman. But
it's been fucking 2 years, though. He gets brought in by Solo Sikoa to play opposite Roman Reigns, and that is the build to take on Roman. And it's been 2 years, and they built to it, and he lost.
Royal Rumble 2025, like when they came face to face, fucking electricity. And they had 2 decent matches. But at this point, then it feels like it does feel like a massive demotion. I didn't hate this match. I thought it was absolutely fine. Bodies al hour, and good. Shame for you, Jacob Fatu. Good for you, Solo Sikoa. I suppose.
Yeah, and that's it. It can't be everyone's turn all at the same time. And I'm glad to see all the guys on the good guy team get a win on a show like this. So, thumbs up in that regard, but I simply would not have Jacob Fatu in the position to be in this match.
Yeah, I agree. I think you lose very little for this being LA Knight and Solo Sikoa versus the Usos. And maybe, I don't know, the premise of having 7 matches and you're more wrestling on the card, the idea of a bit more of an exhibition match between Royce Keys and Jacob Fatu.
Yeah, that sounds that sounds very fun.
Just fucking spitballing, man. I don't know, buddy.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's move on to our important matches. Gunther versus Nick Aldis. You know what? I don't really have any negatives for this.
Came out to Oasis.
He did.
That's
came
fucking
out,
crazy. When was the last time they spent that kind of money on a song?
I honestly, I'm not sure why they've done it. Maybe because it's like, well, we're not going to give you a new piece of music. You're not getting to do this ever again, Nick Aldis, just so as you knows. So we'll give you, what would you like? We'll throw you a bone. And he was like, I'd want Oasis,
I want the
please.
most expensive band you can think of.
Give me the final countdown. It'll just set the internet ablaze.
Cost you $500,000 every time.
I thought that was very sweet. I thought a lot of this was very sweet. I thought Mickie James being there, looking as brilliant as she ever has.
She doesn't age.
She is incapable.
Incredible.
Neither does Nick Aldis from the looks of things. Incredible shape.
Fucking Magnus walked out to the SummerSlam stage.
Referenced his gladiator thing like once a modern day. It was very funny to me that he came dressed as NXT UK. With just the little size of it and the color scheme. Also, I have got this written down because I know that we've just recently filmed something where you say that Michael Cole's bad at commentary, so I was really listening to Michael Cole. He had a bad show, unfortunately.
He was fucking horrendous on this show. He called a fucking sit-out spinebuster a pop-up powerbomb despite not being a fucking powerbomb in that last six-man tag match.
He did the thing that he always does, which is call something a Michinoku driver that isn't one. He did it again.
He's horrible. He's wretched.
There's one really fun bit there where it just goes to show how much of the commentary is kind of scripted and not a conversation between people. Where Wade Barrett was literally being like, did you know my first ever match was in a pub with this man in front of 10 people? And he calls it like, And then literally the next thing he says is, and I believe, Wade, your first ever match was with this man, right? And Wade's like, yes, that's correct. In a pub in front of 10 people. It's like, you fucking...
I appreciate Jesus
Christ. Someone's clearly in his ear, sure, but like, ridiculous.
My point continues to be reiterated and backed up simply by his performance. Again and again and again, and has been for 30 years. Every now and then he'll get a good line in, and people will be like, "No, see, he's good," and I'm like, I listened to the rest of the show. He's fucking horrible. He doesn't know what wrestling moves are.
I'd say Michael Cole is a perfectly fine commentator, but I don't think he's a very good multitasker. I think Michael Cole struggles to hear things in his head, look at things in the ring, and for his mouth to make comprehensive statements. Which I understand. I'm getting old. I miscalled SummerSlam WrestleMania earlier. Sometimes your mouth just moves at a different pace than your brain.
I don't find that he tells the stories of matches well at all.
I think Wade Barrett is so much better for that. I mean, obviously he's the heel color guy, so it's just his job to be objectionable and like bring up your minute kind of story moments of like, well, actually Nick Aldis, that so many injustices against Gunther and so many this, that, and the other.
This is a WWE commentary thing because like Byron Saxton used to fucking do it all the time too, but it's as if whoever the heel commentator is and whoever the other commentator is, in this case Michael Cole, they just have to take opposing sides of whatever the topic is, despite the fact that your argument is bullshit. Like, I remember when the Hardys came back at WrestleMania, and for a brief moment it looked like the New Day was inserting themselves into the match. Like, they come out and they're dressed in their gear and everything, and Corey Graves is like, You can't just put yourself in a match like this at WrestleMania. And Byron Saxton's like, well, why not? Well, they can do whatever they want. It's like, I shouldn't be disagreeing with you, the babyface commentator. And I feel like I do that all the time with Michael Cole. It's like Gunther was fucked by Nick Aldis. There have been injustices committed against Sami Zayn, including on this show.
Very much so.
Bullshit. Don't talk to me like, oh, fucking, I don't want to hear about this crybaby Sami Zayn. I get that's your story you're telling, but be a real fucking human being and not a fucking jargon robot.
It is very, very funny to me that, absolutely, they have to defend the indefensible just because they're baby faces. The only person I think who ever got away with that was JR, because all he would do was basically pass the buck in a kind of fun way. Like, very, famous moment from WrestleMania X7, Paul Heyman is just like, the referee can't do that, that's unfair, at which point JR's like, go tell Mick Foley it's unfair, and Paul Heyman's just like, Mick Foley, it's unfair.
JR would do it brilliantly, though. He would save his own credibility. I never looked. If a heel was fucking cheating or whatever, he'd be like, "Well, I don't agree with that, but you got to do what you got to do to win, I guess."
Yeah, or like, he was provoked. You can't say the blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
Like, you add a bit of human, but yeah, you keep principles.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
you're not robot people. There's also one bit I've written down in my notes. At one point there was "you still got it" chants, and Michael Cole referred to them as "you still have it" chants, and I stood up from my sofa at that point and just walked around the room.
That's the same reaction I had when Jericho started hitting Ricochet with tennis balls. We were watching the show. I just got up and started pacing. I was pissed. He's not real. He's not a human.
The point about all of this, like, commentary and whatnot, and I'm glad I wasn't listening to WWE radio and Vic Joseph doing his best while Booker T in the background goes, he's going on, I'm glad that I was listening to this commentary at least. The point is, like, I actually fucking liked this match. I liked it a fucking load. It's really bad because they're constantly getting away with doing this specifically to Gunther. They throw together a freak match. We got a little Freddie.
Freddie has been disturbed by
the Booker T impression has rightfully disturbed Freddie. Hello, I'm sorry.
Hang out with us.
Don't worry, Booker T's not here. I promise.
It was distressing, wasn't it?
Yes,
okay.
she agrees.
I'll give you love for now.
All right, I can make a point while you say hello to little Freddie. My point is that I really like this match because it is a freak match, and especially with Gunther, like the Pat McAfee match, the Nick Aldis match, the matches which are just thrown together and are so silly in their existence. Like, at the end of the day, it does make a crowd a bit more electric because they're just like, Nick Aldis shouldn't be here. Yeah. I'm going to fucking cheer for Nick Aldis, why not?
It's a very simple story.
And people just get into it, and Nick Aldis more than brought his own. There's one point we just caught Gunther in midair and then transitioned it into a deadlift fucking suplex. And I'd be just like, why is this guy the GM?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
I mean, honestly, she sat on my foot now. It's very sweet. The idea that they did is like, I don't know how much people would have cared if...
she just poked my leg with her nose. I know, I do see you.
What's up?
Do you want to lift her up and show her to the people? Wave at the people, blow them kisses.
Come here. Don't sandbag me again. She did this last time.
Why are you so terrible at picking up this dog?
Come on, she wants attention, but she wants me to go down to her level. I'm not rubbing your belly. Get up. Get up!
What a terrible worker. Honestly, no chemistry between these two.
She will not.
Just pick her up, Tempest.
I'm trying.
She's getting underneath her, old boy.
Come on.
Come
on. Come on. It's a puppy.
There we go.
It's a lovely little puppy.
Hello, darling. Hello, there she is. Look at the people.
Look at the people over there.
Yay! Arrarf.
You're a ridiculous little sausage.
Right. Rarf.
That's enough out of you.
What that dog do?
What the dog doing?
Okay.
My point that I was trying to make before I was so rudely interrupted is like, I don't know how much people would have given a shit.
Move slightly further that way. Freddie's unbalanced the shot. There
Apologies.
we are. There we are.
I don't know how much people would have given a shit if former NWA champion Nick Aldis showed up in video packages and vignettes to be the new signee, right?
Excuse me.
Freddie,
enough of that.
Stop. You must stop.
No, that's far too high pitched for people listening with headphones. Shush.
You must stop. I'll give you scritches with my foot for a while. The way they've done this, though, is, having Nick Aldis play the role of a GM, get the WWE audience familiar with him, and then introduce him in an angle like this, I think is very good. And I think the match itself was like sometimes you don't need to have the blow-away 5-star performance, but you can have a perfect 3.5-star match.
Yes.
And that's what this is.
Yeah, great fun. And also just a reason for existing. That's the thing. Is like, we talk about Liv versus Io. We talk about the 6-man tag. This has a reason for existing because it's so silly.
Yeah.
And it has a reason for existing in front of a lot of people because it's a joke. It's a pantomime. It is crazy evil real wrestler versus guy who is the GM and is like... essentially knows he's going to his death, but like he's
gonna give it his best because he's a goddamn competitor.
Yeah, like when his sleeper was reversed into a sleeper by Nick Aldis.
Yeah,
it's a fucking monster pop. And at the end of the day, I'm here for that.
Yeah,
I think you're right. Like I don't think it moves into 4-star territory just for the sake of being just a little disjointed and not having kind of like a huge load. Little
What's
one.
your malfunction? Freddie, shut the fuck
up. All right, Tempest, talk to the people.
Yes.
I will abscond her elsewhere.
Appreciated. We love a dear old Freddie.
Right.
Classy Freddie Lassie.
Very good.
That's very good.
Come on.
This was everything that it needed to be.
Come
This match.
He's just presenting her belly to me.
Now who's being sandbagged?
I've got her.
Oh yeah.
I've got you.
This is shambles.
Shut up, everyone. This is what you can expect from BlampCo Wrestling. This is the kind of quality content.
Wow, she's putting up a struggle.
Fucking hell. Ya Savenya.
And there she goes. Wow, what a silly little sausage. Well done, Freddie. A successful run-in that was. This is interesting. I had assumed that Nick Aldis being involved in this whole thing, would be the jumping off point to him being, a regular wrestler. That you can't do both. If you're going to step into that ring, then you're done being a GM. Well, you're not allowed. And he'll be like, you know what? Fine. I'll tear up that contract. I don't want this well-paying job. I want to be a wrestler because I'm going to fight for my honor and that sort. And then as soon as it was over, they were like, okay, you're not allowed to resign. Yeah. Off you go back to your desk job. So I was like, wow, you really did just have him do this. She's back. What did you think was happening?
Get out of here. Right.
Though.
You can stay. You just have to be quiet. Good girl. There you go. Good though. It was good. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
She is the cutest little bean. We don't have Terry today to basically be her warden.
Yeah.
Freddie is hijacking the show. She's doing double moonsaults off the top of the cage.
She's on my foot again.
Throwing
Very
up.
Sweet.
All right. I think people all around the world.
How could you have forgotten?
Just
What
pan
comes
over a
next?
still image of Freddie. People all around the world, around the world.
She's the British Korg dog.
Here we have Fatal Influence. 3 women that Michael Cole will not remember the names of at any point during this match. Versus Nikki and Brie Bella and also Paige.
Remember when you said there were only a couple things you'd describe as bad on this show?
I didn't hate this match.
This match was fucking horrendous.
Oh, it was fine.
This was a train wreck.
I thought Fallon Henley and Lainey Reed and JC Jane all did fine.
Yeah, I had nothing wrong with the performance of those 3 wrestlers. I will give Brie Bella a slight pass due to being hurt.
She did her one spot. She's got her yes kicks.
And they're bad.
They aren't great, but
I, again, am a tough audience because I did not care for any of these 3 WWE divas when it was their moment in the sun. This was...
Do you include Paige in that?
Yes.
Really?
Not a good main roster run.
Wow.
She had fun on NXT. She did a great call-up winning the Divas title on her first day.
I mean, that's not indicative of Paige, though. This is pre-Women's Revolution shit. This is where
her
and AJ
correct.
Lee are feuding via lesbian treachery from the Bellas and whatnot.
Yes. She was then part of the Women's Revolution and a bad part of it, and then went to AEW where all the good wrestles happen and was the worst thing on their wrestling roster for a long time until she left. I'm not a fan. She keeps bad company as well. So I will throw that little salt on the stew. They're three very bad wrestlers as far as I'm concerned. The Bella Twins and Paige do absolutely nothing for me, and they continue to be brought back and put in large fucking matches on shows like this. And it's going to continue. I made a fucking joke in our predictions that they're going to bring AJ back and just rerun the fucking tag match they had at WrestleMania 31. And that's probably what's going to happen.
I was genuinely expecting AJ Lee to run down and help Paige during the beatdown. And then just they get a ref, they bring a referee out here and they literally just do the match there and then. For what we're talking about, the Bellas, both Bellas turned heel. Not just Nikki, but Brie as well. There's there's the Bellas that we always knew. And it's like, they've always been the Bellas we've always known. The idea that these two are legends, the idea that they are an act worth bringing back has flabbergasted me at every single step of the way.
This is the thing. I don't want to sound like a fucking neckbeard when I talk about it, right?
No.
And that's I interact with human people that I have talked to a person who said that their belief was that Nikki Bella was the greatest wrestler of all time because his friend group were fans. I think that's a fucking head-ass take that is rooted in no form of fact or evidence.
You were just young when they were around. You were watching when they were around. It's like Jeff Hardy's terrible, but he was on top when Tempest was watching. So of course Tempest likes him. Like Edge, main evented the WrestleMania of when Tempest started watching, which is the only reason why anyone could absolutely like the rated F superstar.
Oh, fucking God. In Canada, we use the letter R to be like F on a grade.
Really?
Yeah. I don't remember what it stands for.
He's the rated R superstar.
Yeah, it's bad. But
we have U. U is our worst grade in the UK.
No, that's crazy to me. It's
ungraded or ungradable.
Yeah.
It's so shit that you simply doesn't have a grade.
Yeah.
But
yeah, like I'm not one for all this, and I'm someone who watched Total Divas. Like, I watched it and found enjoyment to be had from all of it. Like, I liked that show as a guilty pleasure. Like, I'm not immune to silly, ridiculous, I watched fucking Jersey Shore. Like, I watched it. It was against my will for the first bit, but then I was like, well, I've seen it all. I understand its cultural significance. But they just continue to be brought back as this fucking legend team, and I have not seen a single person get over because of it. I've not seen them be put in any particular storyline that's been good. There's not been a great memorable match that's come about. They've never even won the fucking tag titles. That just like, sure, give them the fucking tag titles that don't matter. You could say the Bella Twins have been tag team champions. Like, I see literally zero fucking benefit of having the Bellas on a pro wrestling TV show, unfortunately.
I don't get it. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong, like, yeah, reality TV, like, I am not the person who even likes Total Divas. Like, I can't guilty pleasure it. I'm simply not interested in reality bollocks. Like, I'm simply not. I have nothing more to say other than, like, I do not get it. I am clearly not the target audience. There clearly is a target audience. When Brie Bella came out in the fucking Royal Rumble in Saudi Arabia, people lost their shit. And it's just one of those things where it'd be just like, these are the same people who probably think Little Britain is the greatest sketch show of all time. These people must exist. These things make, like Transformers, makes money. So these people are out there. I just have done very well in getting to 40 years old and having weeded them all out.
Yeah, man. I don't know. I honestly, in today's day and age, I feel very similarly with regards to the Bella Twins in WWE that I do with Chris Jericho in AEW.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's a different historical context with each of them.
It's very different.
I, at one point, liked Chris Jericho and that sort, but the way that I feel now, and just that no one is better off for having worked with them, and they just eat up time.
That's true. Chris Jericho is at least a pale imitation of himself, whereas the Bellas are an imitation of themselves. Yeah. They're a carbon copy of how bad they used to be. Yeah. It's just that they get reactions now, and that's tricked us all. Yeah. All of us. Not all of us. Not us. Never us. Me. That's tricked you people.
You people.
Remote! Nom 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 meh.
That AJ Lee promo segment, the pipe bombshell.
Replaceable, useless women.
All of that, the Bella Twins are just shrieking throughout all of it and making the segment significantly worse. Because that's what they do.
We've discussed this, right? I've discussed my favorite thing about AJ Lee's pipe bomb, right?
Yeah. I don't think it's come out yet, but you have told me if you want to tell them.
I will. It's the fact that during AJ Lee's pipe bomb, the Bellas are both at ringside shouting, "Say that to my face," while AJ Lee is cutting a promo to their faces. It's very funny. Say that to my face! Say that to my face! It's, when you're having an argument with a fucking idiot where they don't actually make points. They say one thing, repeat it, and then start doing that with the thing that they're repeating. It's just like, don't do, say that to my face. Say it to my face. Say that to my face. It'd be just like, okay, this is not an argument. This is the surrender on your part. I hope you realize. Yeah. I hope Paige kills Nikki Bella. That could happen.
Sure.
It won't be a good match.
But they can't even do the fucking tag match now, probably, because Brie's hurt. Brie fucked up her shoulder and then couldn't do. She wasn't doing well beforehand. And then she gets hurt.
She wasn't doing well. And then it got worse.
Yeah.
Ultimately, yes, we can talk in the abstract about the Bellas. They were not involved enough in this match for me to care. I got to see, Fatal Influence do some fun spots, like killing someone on the outside. I think Brie with, the steel steps. I think Lainey Reed looked good. She's the newbiest member of Fatal Influence. I think JC Jane getting the pin and coming out dressed as Shawn Michaels and looking awesome. This group looked awesome, and them having the tag belts makes the tag belts more important. So of course you should have these guys win, and I'm glad that they did. It's not a 3-star match. It's a 2-star match, but
this is a fucking dud. This was a train wreck.
It wasn't a train wreck.
They were just fucking bumping wrong. They were taking all the fucking moves wrong. There were so many moves where it was they'd go for a sling blade thing and they'd fall fucking face down instead of on their back. I thought Fatal Influence was good. Yeah. I watched them because I knew who JC Jane was. I watched Toxic Attraction when I was reviewing NXT. And I was like, okay. I heard she won the NXT Women's Championship when that happened. I went, oh shit, people come a long way. Good for her. And I saw similarly of Fallon Henley, and this was admittedly my first time really watching Lainey Reed. But I came away from it being like, you lot, I would feel very solidly if I saw Fatal Influences in another 6-woman tag match on another show. I thought that was very, very good. My God, I hope they have better opponents.
I'm ready for JC Jane versus Chelsea Green. I think that has the potential to be a really good, B movie, B pay-per-view feud, because JC Jane and Chelsea Green are very similar people. It's just the crowd now loves Chelsea Green, and they don't have to change who Chelsea Green is, so they can actually have really fun, obnoxious promos at each other. And because Chelsea Green did this with the Secret Herbis, there's elements of just characters. Yeah, you can hear her, Freddie. She's just here.
It's when she sat there looking for scritches, and then I'm giving them, and then she lies down out of reach of my hand, and then the scritches stop, and she's like, "What do you think of this?"
Mar.
No, you come down with me.
CM Punk versus Cody Rhodes, and the first thing in my notes was in all caps, "Oh no, a guile skullmet."
Oh, it sure was, wasn't it?
I thought
I can't wait for that movie.
Fucking horrendous. I will also say I am so pleased for OSW review. They must have popped something huge when that kind of Street Fighter kind of intro came out. I thought it was fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
It's not, it's not a video package, sure. It's just a nice little introductory thing. But hey, they put some
trailer.
They put some effort in.
Yeah.
That's fine.
It was honestly maybe my favorite thing across both shows. I wanted to do that for a project once upon a time, and it just didn't get there.
Yeah.
But like the character select screen where everybody is like 16-bit and you choose two things and here they are. I love that. I love it. It speaks to my soul, my nostalgic video game loving soul. It's what I. Not what I want at every wrestling show, obviously. But, like, for a thematically appropriate thing where a guy is playing a fucking Street Fighter character, yeah, do that. Fuck yeah, I love that shit. The fucking entrance was silly, you know?
Cody had a Reese's peanut butter cup on his head for his entrance. I wish Cody has actually had his hair done up as Kyle.
He basically did.
I mean, he has a bit of a flat top, like...
I feel like it was about half an inch longer than normal, and I found it distracting.
Yes.
Because it was so flat, as if he was Guile. I don't know. Should have committed to the bit.
I thought this was... So, this match... Now, you simply must be quiet.
Freddie, you must not.
This match, I would say... You know what it really reminded me of?
What's that?
It reminded me of the SummerSlam 1992 match between Macho Man Randy Savage and the Ultimate Warrior.
Interesting.
In so much... First of all, it went long. I don't have a complaint about that. I thought CM Punk, for his age, is surprisingly, incredibly capable of having these main events. This wasn't the main event, but you know what I mean. I thought both guys acquitted themselves well, in so much as we've now entered a period of time of Cody being miscast, and we're just going to have to get to grips with that. They're booing Cody Rhodes now. So are we going to do something about that? Or are we just going to enter into another little Twilight Zone period where he keeps teasing a heel turn and then resetting? And then teasing a heel turn and then resetting.
I really didn't mind that Cody Rhodes that Cody Rhodes AEW run. I wasn't like, oh, fuck, I hate Cody Rhodes, so I had to run him out of town, any of that shit. I was like, this man is brilliant. This man is so great. And then he left before he actually turned heel.
Yes.
Which meant that all that time that I thought was building this, like, you know, like, you hated me, and look at all this shit I did for you. This place wouldn't exist without me.
It's like, oh, maybe did you just not have good taste?
Yeah, like, by the end I was like, oh, you just really weren't gonna turn heel, were you? You just decided you weren't gonna do that. And we suffered through that last year. It looks worse in hindsight than I thought it felt at the time, and I won't be tricked twice.
Well, the thing is, like, it was more egregious at WrestleMania. I think the SummerSlam match is, again, it's like, if it had a Randy Orton thing, which it does at least mean that something is spilling off from this SummerSlam, probably. I mean, the closing angle at WrestleMania didn't spin off into anything, but Randy Orton turns up in Act 3 of this. And he hits a beautiful RKO, winks at exactly the right camera, at exactly the right time, because Randy Orton doesn't mess up these kind of spots.
Drops out of frame.
Yeah.
He's already been clipped up as like a green screen thing. It's like, hey, wink, gone.
He knows where all the cameras are at all times. He's a fucking genius for it. And I thought that kind of makes sense. It gives Punk a kind of, maybe he's a weasel, maybe he isn't a weasel. I think the reason why it reminded me of that SummerSlam match is the build to that match was, and they were more explicit and it's more egregious, but Ric Flair and Mr. Perfect were like, we're working with one of you. One of you is going to turn heel at SummerSlam 1992. Then the match happens and neither of them do. This match is not that. It's not as bad as that because we are the people making up that they need to turn heel.
We weren't bait and switched on it so overtly, but I do agree. And unfortunately, to make this about something totally unrelated, I kind of feel the same way about that Adam Cole MJF first Wembley main event.
Just like, you know? We didn't really... That one I give a massive pass to because people didn't want either of them to turn heel. And the fact they didn't is the story.
I get all of that. And I completely agree. And they looked at the fucking t-shirt sales and went, well, we're not breaking these guys up. These guys are going to be the next big fucking thing. And he breaks his ankle, you know, whatever. But it felt to me in that moment that we were presented with, here's option A, MJF turns. Here's option B, Adam Cole turns. And we're going to go with option C, where they hug each other. And I'm like, I think just narratively, I get that everybody loved them and they were great and everything. But I do think that's the moment where you stab the knife in everyone's hearts.
Yeah,
and
your biggest stage,
do
right?
the fucking whichever one it's gonna be. You know,
I'm so sick of them saving it for the Raw afterwards.
Yeah,
I would much rather like that last year's SummerSlam. Again, this is a spoiler for my list. Last year's SummerSlam 2025 is highly rated on that list. It has its issues, but
I remember nothing of that show outside of the main events.
well, that's it. But the
event.
ruse of the century for me, and having that be on SummerSlam is just one of those things where we just like fucking wrestling's magic. It was a moment that reminded me that wrestling is a magic trick, and doing a magic trick in front on your biggest stage, having the fucking balls to just go out there and take a big swing. Like, I don't know, turning Roman heel because it's the pandemic and you've run out of anything else.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like you're missing a big swing to have Randy turn up. But I can't complain about the match. Like, I think in so much as they worked, there was psychology to it. Working against Cody's arm, working against Punk's knee. I think Punk is a great seller, really underrated in terms of him actually being able to thread psychological selling throughout a match. And yeah, I thought that the actual kind of like the meat and potatoes of the match and like as it progressed, I wanted to see more frustration from Cody. Like at WrestleMania, he is working heel explicitly and then they just walk it back. And I'm just like, come on, guys, let's just get to it, because it's, you didn't have to turn him heel before, but based on the quality of your work, you probably should turn him heel now, because I am just sick of the booking and the fans not being on the same page. And yeah, there's a little bit of an emptiness, but I just... And again, they kept referencing that Cody was saying, I need to beat you, Punk. You know, what Steve Austin said before he turned heel on The Rock. And I imagine there's probably another match between these two down the line. Maybe even at WrestleMania. And maybe Cody's not having it. The idea that these guys face each other again, they'd be just like, absolutely not.
Yeah.
I think it's... Yeah, I thought a 4-star match with nothing in its heart. And I think that's capable of existing. I don't think you do. But I am capable of like having a match where like, I am thoroughly entertained by this. It's just not telling a story. I'll be right back.
Losing her little furry shit-filled pants. What is going on?
Oi.
Enough of that.
Oi. No.
Just like 2 rooms away. Woof woof indeed. She has a lot of thoughts about this wrestling match, as do I. It's interesting to think of, like, I think a lot of matches can be fucking, like, 4 stars without anything at the heart of it, in a sense, you know? Like, if you looked up and just, like, load up a random fucking Will Ospreay Rev Pro match that he has with, like, Shingo Takagi or Tomohiro Ishii or something. You left me alone for 5 minutes. Started talking about New Japan.
Fucking hell, Tempest.
But, like, if you just loaded up a brilliant fucking match involving Will Ospreay and another super worker, yeah, that's probably, like, a 5-star match that I don't need to feel more strongly about in terms of the ins and outs and the story, blah, 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 that sort of thing. Unfortunately, I thought this match was very pedestrian. This was one of 2 matches that I was thoroughly looking forward to ahead of time. And I was thoroughly underwhelmed by this match.
So here's the thing, like, I disagree with you, but I agree with you in the sense that I will not go back and watch this match. I think some of wrestling, you have like 2 perspectives of enjoying it half the time. One is the I don't know what's going to happen and the tension therein. And I thought, like, and maybe it's me doing the work for WWE, but I felt tense in this match. I felt like it was building to something. I felt that at some point another shoe was going to drop, and I was very compelled by this story of 2 people who are capable of being the worst versions of themselves, both of whom work better heel IMO, and just like waiting for at some point this kind of specter of WrestleMania to enter Punk's mind, especially the more hurt that he got. So that I thought was compelling stuff. In the end, the story that we got, I think, does go back and neuter the match on a rewatch. But I just don't know if I'm looking at it in that lens. Because I really was leaning forward throughout most of this match. It ended up being for naught. Not for naught. I think it's a good match, and I think good wrestling does have a reason to exist just by itself. Watching CM Punk and Cody Rhodes go out there and be a relatively blockbuster match. I kind of agree that it ends up feeling hollow, and it certainly won't probably hold up on a rewatch, but I enjoyed it.
They didn't have the crowd like all the way invested in this for a long period of time. I've got them all arguing about Will Ospreay in the chat.
What have you done?
But like, they didn't have the crowd like invested as if it was a big main event world title match type thing. I thought the work itself was like, it was a slow plodding match in that kind of like 80s style thing, which makes sense given who they are. Like, you know, Cody Rhodes, son of Dusty, and CM Punk, lover of ancient, you know, ancient's the wrong word, but like, you know, traditional wrestling styles and everything.
He did a Steamboat reference and looked very silly doing it.
That all, like, I can understand how they came to the conclusion that that's the match they wanted to do, but it was a slow match. Somehow they fucked up a lot of shit. Like, not horrendously, like, it won't appear on Botchamania probably, but like...
The moonsault will.
Well, the moonsault will. And it's one of those things, I don't object to going for the moonsault, because CM Punk has a bad moonsault. He knows this.
He pulled it out against John Cena.
I was just going to bring up this exact thing, because one of the things that he says CM stands for is crooked moonsault, right? Like, he knows this. When he did the moonsault at Night of Champions against John Cena in 2012, he missed, like he did here. But the difference between these... And I like the idea that, like, well, fuck, I'm really not good at this move, but it's a big fucking match, and, like, oh, I've tried a bunch of shit, and I'm just gonna go for something. He fucking misses that move in the John Cena match, and they both just lie there, and he's like, fuck. In this one, he missed the fucking move, pinned him anyway. Like, you fucking goofball.
I like the idea that people, like, no one's writing it off. It's just a lot of people are tongue-in-cheek helping out Punk by being just like, he's just doing a Terry Funk impression. He loves old wrestling that much. Because Terry Funk also has a catastrophic moonsault, but at least in ECW, he hits it.
And at least he was fucking ancient at the time.
Yeah.
God bless him. God bless Terry Funk. But, like, this match... On top of those things, on top of the work not being very smooth, the match structure I'm finding not to be very exciting and not having the crowd heat that would have helped it get to a higher level for me personally. If you are into this fucking match and the story and everything, then they tell, like, kind of a cop-out story where it's like, hey, here's the other guy and now the match is over.
For sure. The third option is more underwhelming because we've literally seen it. We've, like, Randy Orton's been fucking around with Cody since, you know, the very beginning.
It's like, I get that. That is just kind of the WWE kind of way about things is, oh, the guy has shown up. That's the clip that'll go around social media and here's an RKO and
this
that's
is your
what they
reason
care about.
for the match existing.
They'll say that Randy Orton's return was viewed 120 million times across social media and all that sort of thing. That's fine, but it doesn't do anything for me if I'm rating the match itself. And I just didn't really get much out of it. And this was, in my view, the biggest wrestling match they could book for the first time as a big main event match. Like, I think the biggest match they could book is doing Cody Roman 3, but it doesn't seem like they want to do that because egos are in play.
Yeah.
I want to see that fucking rubber match. I would have liked to have seen that at one of the WrestleManias the last year or so. Yeah.
I'm surprised by that.
Fucking... The idea that those first two matches happened and they're just never going to wrestle again and they'll just go to the grave one win apiece.
They will probably at some point run it back. They wanted to, but fans weren't biting on it.
I don't believe that. I think if you put those two characters in the ring together and they say, like, okay, who is the top dog? And maybe you play into a little bit of the real lifeness of it, which ultimately was why the match didn't happen, where they were just like, you're not beating me. No, you're not beating me.
I can absolutely see Cody getting his belt back, or crossing over to Raw and taking a run at Roman. Like, I can absolutely imagine that match happening in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah. People saying it. If Cody goes heel and the roles are fucking switched, and you do the match a third time,
that's fine, but
Brilliant.
that wasn't like anywhere near the build.
Yeah.
Like basically they were setting it up at that fucking War Games match where it'd be just like, hey Punk, you're all right. But you, I'm never tagging with you again.
Yeah.
Like it was in the works. Just no one was amped at that point because of where Cody was and where Roman was. If they did turn Cody heel, then yes, absolutely, there's a reason to do it. A little Michael Coleism. Punk landed on the bad knee when he jumped from the top rope and landed on the announce table. No, he didn't.
he's so dumb.
Got that wrong.
He's just dumb.
He hurt his left knee. He landed on his right knee.
Of course he did. That was a real fucking, like, God bless the man.
Yeah, Punk.
Fucking, I would not have done that.
Punk's doing these main events, man.
CM Punk, like, historically, has, like, the worst elbow drop I've ever seen. You know, like...
Yes, that's
But
fair.
it's kind of the charm of it. I like his elbow drop. It's just, you know...
I will relentlessly like wrestlers who do bad elbow drops.
Yeah.
I like Test as well. His elbow drops also shit.
jumps off the top rope. And it's one of those dolls where, like, if you pull the string, all the limbs just kind of go crazy. He just kind of, like, does a big all the way around the world before he hits it. And he did that here.
String snagging on his way down.
Fucking God bless the man. He did this fucking elbow drop to the announce table at WrestleMania 29 against Undertaker and hurt himself. I wouldn't be lining up to do it.
No.
But I don't know. It is one of the spots that, like, I guess went to plan, even though it had an ugly landing.
I thought the landing looked great. That's the thing is, like, one of these... I keep watching Punk kind of drive the car as fast as he can until he's going to run out of road. Yeah. And I'm tricking myself into being that's a story that they're telling.
That's it. I am fully on board for this story. I find that story to be captivating. The story of CM Punk, aging wrestler, is one I'm fully on board for.
He keeps getting hurt in these matches, but he keeps doing these huge main events and being just like, I just am so desperate to be the wrestler that I was. Mm-hmm. And then at some point, he's going to have to choose between his integrity and winning these fucking matches.
What you're describing is almost exactly what we pitched for John Cena's final run.
Yeah.
Like the heel turn.
Well, is it me? Do wrestlers just have terrible egos that they're just not willing to run this story of I can't do this anymore, so I'm having to change my character in order to, like, that's the thing is they didn't really tell that story with John Cena. That he was like, you know, hey, John, you're 20 years into your career. You're banged up as fuck.
Yeah.
Like, look at these giant, like, knee pads you're wearing.
Just the story of, like, this is what you're having to resort to because you can't do what you once did is so simple.
Old. You're too old.
You're old, Phil.
People all around the world, around the world, we're talking. People all around the world. Our main event then, Femi and Brock Lesnar inside Hell in a Cell. And sometimes, if you blow a spot, that's the last spot. You should redo the spot. I
don't think they blew this. I think Brock,
you don't think they did.
I think this was a conscious decision.
I don't.
I think Brock's like, I'm not taking that bump.
I don't believe you. I looking back at the slow motion, Brock looks. He takes the bump and realizes I'm not on the boards, and he looks over and sees that's where the boards are.
And he's like, oh, good, I missed. All perfectly according to... You might be right.
He took a fucking holding Ober-ass Femi in his hands and landing with no knee pads on wooden boards.
That was
I
the
don't
worst...
think he's afraid to take the bump.
You're probably right. I don't know.
I
just saw
right.
this and went, oh, what a worker. The fucking tombstone knee bump was the worst thing I saw on either show.
To be fair, I can't... Look, a lot of this is overshadowed by good for Oberfemi. I think it is one of those things where it's like I am capable of separating out. Just like I am so happy that for just like despite getting to it in the stupidest way possible, Brock saying I am the past and you are the future. Brock labeling himself as the past and fucking off. Like, that actually does give Ober something of the Brock Lesnar SummerSlam push. Yeah, he's not winning the big world title, which he should have done. You know, this card is fundamentally broken. Mm-hmm. Gunther should have wrestled Brock and Roman should have wrestled to and lost to Obafemi. Otherwise, what are we doing? But everything else about this match was just like, doesn't need to be Hell in a Cell. Doesn't need, like, that's just marketing bullshit. But at the very least, ripping up the floor and exposing the board, that is a Hell in a Cell spot.
You called that one.
Yeah.
You called that one. I was like, oh shit, a little put one in the Adam was right jar.
Because it's the last time Brock was in Hell in a Cell. Was him and Undertaker, and they did an F5 onto boards, and it was the only thing that could keep Undertaker down, the only thing that could end their feud. And you're simply not going to convince me that the final spot of Brock's final match in Minnesota, that he wasn't supposed to take a fall from grace onto those wooden boards and be absolutely destroyed. And I think if that spot had happened, people would be just like, no notes. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's lumpy. The pace is a bit weird, and they do not incorporate the cell. Like, just climb it once. Climb it once.
I don't think they threw them into the cage wall a single time.
Well, they propped up a table against it.
Sure. Level 20 Jeff has chimed in and said, like, that this was a choice on Oba's part because he didn't think it would be safe for whatever the stuff was. But, yeah, this was, again, it was fine. It was like... This, to me, was a very 3-star match. I had said in the predictions thing that the setup for it looks better on paper than I think it would be in reality because you have the sprint that they did at WrestleMania and the epic of Hell in a Cell. And, well, which of those two are gonna win out over it?
Because you can't do a sprint inside Hell in a Cell.
No, not
what's
really.
The point of the box?
What's the point, you know? And they're not built to have a big epic match like that. And what do you get? You get a medium to both, where instead of going like 5-6 minutes, they went 12, and they didn't really still use the fucking cage. They just, suplex. Here's some power bombs. Here's an F5. Here's a table spot.
The Wingstop chairs.
The
Wingstop
chairs, of course. The Wingstop Shield chairs. Yeah, it was fine. Like, people will look back on this favorably, probably, because it did feel productive by the end with what Brock said.
Yes.
Like, it felt like something was achieved by the end of this, but all of it still is very kind of tainted that, like, this program did not need to be a trilogy. This program would have worked totally fine if he just beats Brock at WrestleMania and Brock just off he goes, you know, and then you do your King of the Ring deal and he faces Roman and he beats Roman and you got your new top star. I think you feel as good for Oba as the future doing that as you do with all of this.
Also, that's a bigger story for SummerSlam as a whole.
Yes, very much. Very much like the Brock Rock match at 2002. You crown the next guy. The only guy who's come along in fucking how long that you could feel is a new guy. When was the last time WWE crowned their new guy? Like, legitimately, like, the new top guy.
As in, like,
WWE.
gave the rocket push. Because obviously you have Roman having his coronation.
It's 10 years
times.
ago.
Yeah.
It's 10 years ago. And you have, you know...
Cody.
It's Cody, but Cody's older, you know? Like, he's getting his first, and he gets his run on top. Like, he is the top star of the company.
If you're
in terms of taking a new guy out of NXT to be like, here's the future of this business.
And then keeping that push going. Like,
put the rocket on him and give him the belt.
It was almost Wade Barrett. Very almost. But, like, I genuinely can't think of a time where... The thing is, it's called the Brock Lesnar push. Because no one's come along and taken it over for themselves. It might be referred to as the Obafemi push now, but they complicated it for no real reason. Like, the match at WrestleMania, like, was sort of perfect for what you wanted to do. He beat Brock with one powerbomb.
Yeah.
And it's just like, at this point, they kicked out of the powerbomb, and then he beat him with a second powerbomb that wasn't onto wooden boards.
Yeah. Again, it's like... You'll never, and this, I don't want to go into the depths of it all, but, like, I will never in a million years watch this again.
No.
Because the reason I have not watched a WWE show in the last year is because Brock Lesnar's on the fucking show and he shouldn't be. here he is, still on the fucking show, being a central part of all this, and it's like, well, I don't want to watch that. So it is sullied for a little bit, as successfully pulled off of an angle as I thought it was by the end. Like,
I think at the final line of the pay-per-view was Obafemi is the next big thing, which, like, I feel it. I believe you.
Yeah.
I believe you. So, like, at the end of the day, it's not like this is a waste of time. It's not like they didn't have some damage control to do after the pointless Clash in Italy match. Like, they did have to bring some element of aura back for Obafemi, and I think, generally speaking, the physicality of this match and Brock showing some uncharacteristic humility, I think that does accomplish something. It's just like, for me, it's like they baked a cake, and then they rubbed their ass on the cake, and they're like, we've got to fix this cake now. And then they fix the cake, and they're like, look, we fixed the cake, and they're like,
you did rub your ass on it for no reason.
Like, I guess you fixed it, but you made it right the first time.
I can't believe I'm going to be using this guy as, you know, a beacon of an example of what to do. But, like, you remember when they crowned Batista and he beat Triple H at WrestleMania? And they did the match the next month again in a rematch.
And fucking beat him again.
And he beat him again. And then Triple H said, all right, I'm not done with you. You'll never see the last of me. I want you in Hell in a Cell.
The match that I've never lost.
And then he beat him again.
Yeah.
And then he was the top star. Why, like, I'm not saying you should have done this 3 times anyway, but why could fucking Obafemi have not just, like, beaten Brock Lesnar 2 times in a row, won King of the Ring, and then Brock Lesnar's just like, you're not going to take that fucking title shot because I will ruin it. The only way, like, I want another one. I will beat you. I can't walk away from this. I'm a prize fighter. I will fucking kick your ass in Hell in a Cell. And he's like, well, fuck, I guess I better do it. I'll talk to Adam Pearce. Like, I don't want to waste this title shot. Can I delay this a little bit and deal with this? Do Hell in a Cell, beats him again. And at that point, he's like, you know what? You are the better man. Raise his hand, all that. It's fucking back and forth rubber match bullshit.
Yeah, I couldn't believe that he beat him. What's the fucking point?
Why? Why do that? I don't understand.
People have really taken the whole ass cake thing. I kind of knew the comments would start to run there. You know, when I was just like, it's too hot in here. I'm a bit tired, and I come up with any metaphor, Adam. All right, ass cake. No, not that one. Think of another one. No, Adam, you've started saying the words ass cake.
The words are falling out of your mouth and you're trying to catch
Adam,
them.
come back. Adam, for God's sake. Let's move on to night 2. First of all, thank you so much to the 1,600 of you that are watching this. That's very cool. You're all great. And if any of you aren't subscribed, please do. Just like number go up. I don't care about number going up perpetually. Just 100,000 is just there, and then they'll send us a thing that we can put like there, and that'll be nice.
Yeah.
So let's just do that. Adam's birthday's coming up, perfect time. Please don't buy me an ass cake. Or that's the thing is, like, I would rather get a cake in the shape of an ass than a perfectly normal cake that someone has put their ass upon. Like, surely, like, so an ass cake is different because so. An ass cake is just a cake of an ass. Surely you agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you rub your ass on a cake, what is then that called? That is just a ruined cake. I don't know why it has to specifically be an ass cake.
Every time I will bring you a cake, we'll just look each other in the eyes for 1 second longer than would be necessary, and I'll just leave you to think about it.
Holly is in the chat. Hi, Holly. Ass cake ordered. You know what? It's fine. My birthday is coming up, by the way. 24th of August, in case anyone wants to just send me birthday wishes. Please don't send me an ass cake. I'm an ass cake. Night 2. Fuck me. Let's start with the match that wasn't. That is Sami Zayn versus Finn Balor. Oh, you guys want a big graphic? There's your big graphic. Poor Finn. Like, Sammy at least has a fucking... Like, he's got a story coming out of this. Like, he has been conspired against. Yeah. Provably so. Yeah. Finn doesn't get a story.
No, he was the 4th wheel in this by the end.
Yeah.
The 5th one, perhaps, if you consider Nick Aldis as a character.
He's got more agency in this whole affair than Finn Balor.
Yeah, it's a shame.
Everyone was just like, Finn's gonna win. I felt sure that I'd given you that point because they're just like, 10 years on. They mention it.
Yeah.
10 years on from SummerSlam and Finn's shoulder and like him, have the moment of his greatest tragedy be the moment that begins the road to his greatest triumph.
You Mark.
I am Mark.
You fool.
I am. Well,
Thankfully, that aside, the poor Finn of it to one side, this opening sequence, the opener of this match, everything, this was like by far and away my favorite thing on the show.
Yes.
On both shows, this is the thing that made me feel.
Okay, that's fair. I think from bell to bell, I agree with you. I think the women's ladder match had me feeling jubilance in a way that...
Well, yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. But in terms of just like, fuck yeah, Kevin Owens. Yeah. Like, fuck yeah. There are a couple of moments... That's why I rate the SummerSlam relatively highly. Like, I would say it's a B to B minus show. Just, in terms of the wrestling of it all. Because there were just so... Like, good for you, Nick Aldis. Really enjoyed that. Good for you, Fatal Influence. Your match wasn't great, but I thought you guys emerged looking stronger. Good for you, Obafemi. You are the next big thing. And good for you, Kevin Owens.
Yeah.
Getting to be like... Because he's always the other guy. He's always the also-ran. He's the first guy you properly throw against Roman Reigns to lose 3 times in a row.
He is Roman Reigns' Royal Rumble feud.
Yeah.
In perpetuity forever.
Or Cody Rhodes' Royal Rumble feud.
Oh, that one. No. Ultimately, he was hurt and needed to go away after that. But Kevin Owens not winning the WWE Championship around that time.
Not even for a Mick Foley.
Oh, fucking that pissed me off. He should have won that belt at Saturday Night's main event. He should have done it with the Winged Eagle belt. You out of your minds.
Yeah.
It's the shit I always talk about with the fucking year-long title reigns that just, like, they lose the steam when the obvious winner of the feud should come along, and they go, nope, he's got to hold it for a year. He's got to keep that belt.
We've got to get to Roman 3.
It's like, well, I don't want it. I want this. I want Kevin Owens to win and succeed in life. And here he is, winning and succeeding in life.
Like, Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens having a hug and then battering the shit out of each other. Like, they just get me every time with their we're destined to do this forever stuff because I just believe it. That thing is, like, ultimately, if you keep feeding me the same stuff like Cody, like Cody doing his fucking bum-ass Sting impression where he just keeps wandering into betrayals. Like, that is a story that you keep telling me and I don't believe it each time because there's elements of Cody's character I just don't buy. He's just too much of a hustler. I buy the fucking friendship at the heart of Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn so that even though they are destined to do this forever, every new time there's different context. There's simply just like time added on the mileometer of both their guys' bodies, and just seeing Sami Zayn being like Kevin Owens killing everyone in the ring apart from Sami, and Sami just watching it, and just like torn between the injustice that he rightly feels and how happy he is for his friend. Like, this is not like subtext that we're having to dig to find like we sometimes do with Cody and Punk. This is right there, and it's believable, and it's real. Fucking loved it.
Yeah, honestly, it was everything that you just said it was, and my heart soared watching this. Like, very few of the stories that were being told across these 2 nights did I care about that much. Like, I'm not super locked into the product by any means, but, like, there are very few WWE characters that I find compelling to the point that I'm emotionally invested in them. But Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, man, they're the 2 that I've just been fucking locked on since their time in Ring of Honor. That was the time that I was watching Ring of Honor. It was on at 11 p.m. on Sunday night. So I would put that on right after a pay-per-view. But I love these 2 guys. I want them to wrestle in good health and to succeed in all forms. And Kevin Owens coming back, it was being hinted at, over the weekend, that he was due back, if not at this show soon after. And Gunther comes out, and I'm like, oh, you know what? That's a pretty fucking solid-looking triple threat match. I'm happy about this. Sure, it's a little wacky, but, plays into Sammy's story, and fine. And then another person's going to be out, and I was like, okay, who the fuck's this going to be? Like, okay. And Kevin Owens' music hits, and I'm like, oh, all's right in the world again. And it's so funny, because the destined to do this forever-ness of it all. At one brief moment, I was like, well, surely they're never going to do this again. It was like after the bloodline-ness of it all, after they'd been tag champions and they have their really sweet moments at WrestleMania 40, you know, with them greeting each other before their matches and all that. Like, I was like, I just don't think they would ever fight again. Like, they've been through so much, the adversity they've felt as friends. And then all of that put together, I was like, I don't think Kevin Owens could ever turn again. I don't think that he could be a heel. He's been this conquering babyface of the bloodline.
He's a prize fighter on a different level than Brock Lesnar, for sure.
It all just came about, and in a way that I still believed when he then turned on Cody at the end of that, and that's why I was so, I mean, besides the obvious, like, the two things that, but when shit started really going south for WWE Creative at the end of 2024 and then into 2025, the only two things that I really did wholeheartedly care about were the New Day's anniversary and subsequent heel turn, and Kevin Owens going for the title and Sami Zayn's involvement and all of that. And one of them just was fucking terrible by the end. Fuck you, Triple H, for that. And then Kevin Owens got hurt. And I was soul-crushingly broken by that. Because that was just everything that I cared about. If fucking John Cena's heel turn was going to be shit, whatever. We've still got Kevin Owens searching for that fucking next WWE championship a decade on. I'm here for it. And he was gone. And now he's back. And it does feel like a missing piece of this whole puzzle is together. To have that reaction from Sami Zayn in the fucking, just stood to the side, mouth agape, that he can't believe that all this has happened for so many reasons. And to not have that be, you know, hokey WWE-ness of it and
the John Cena-ness.
Pull him away and just be like, you're stealing my moment, and saying all the things out loud that I'm sure he's feeling.
It's more complicated than that.
It is them showing nuance for a very rare moment and just having the hug and then the fight. I was like, okay, that's exactly the moment I wanted in that scenario. And now we fight and we have the match, and they're four great workers. They're going to have a great match, and they do. Everything I could have wanted out of this segment that I had no idea was coming. 2 thumbs way up. I hope Kevin Owens is around forever and ever and he wins the WWE title.
I think it would be very, very good if CM Punk turns heel. I'll keep asking for it. I'll keep willing it into existence. A heel CM Punk versus a face Kevin Owens.
We talked about this at some point. Who could possibly get the people to boo CM Punk? Like, what babyface do you put opposite him? And the only answer all of us could come up with was, it's Kevin Owens. Here we are.
And then Sami Zayn wins Money in the Bank. Kevin Owens finally wins at WrestleMania in Riyadh. Then out comes shit heel little Sammy to ruin his best friend's fucking moment.
Wow.
Could be.
Could be. I mean, sure. Like, if you're asking, like, who's going to win Money in the Bank, and it is this feud of Punk and Owens that we're about to see start, is that going to last till Mania? Do we get a match here and then another one later? Does Kevin Owens win the Royal Rumble? Do you get any of these different things? All of them, it doesn't feel like this wacky pipe dream to be like, ooh, our little indie darling hearts, like... Feels like this is a story that they're telling, and I believe in the people as performers enough that I believe that they can make the content of it good until WrestleMania. If you want to do Punk and Owens, that's a big fucking match.
I also think that the benefit of Punk as champion, and one of the reasons why I was just interested in this SummerSlam match, because Punk's really beatable. And it's just because it's one of those things where he's never been WWE's bulletproof guy. Like, they do, in some ways, build plans around Punk, but there's just an element that they could fuck him over at any point. You know, in the same way that, like, whenever you're going into a John Cena match, or a Charlotte Flair match, or a Triple H match from a certain era, you can never be sure.
Yeah.
And actually, in some cases, that tension works to WWE's favor. So I actually think if you run Punk versus Kevin Owens, they'll put on a match that'll get you fucking biting which way it's going to go.
That is a combination of these people. Like I say, like there are only a handful of tippy-top main event matches and everything that you could do in WWE that I would really bite on and believe is like, they're going to tear the house down, have a believable top of the card main event world championship fucking match on a big show. That's one of them. Punk and Kevin Owens, that's a combination that, like, you know, they were passing each other in the hallways when Punk came back at the end of 23 and never gotten it.
It's not money in the same way that you would imagine TKO people looking at matches and seeing money, but it's one of those things that I think it would, to quote the children of the day, feed families.
Yes.
Creatively.
They'd put on bangers. It would be cinema.
I kind of want it to be, if it's not going to be a main event, I want it to be on a B pay-per-view so you can fucking have like fucking video package about it.
Yeah.
Also, one thing that just like can't go under the radar is Sami Zayn almost did a fucking despicable thing. And I actually think that after the old gingerbreadness of it all, this is the first time that Sami's actually felt like a different kind of heel than his usual pathetic kind of like, but it wasn't my fault kind of thing. He puts his knees up to Kevin Owens' Swanton Bomb, and it looks like Kevin Owens is hurt, and Sami Zayn immediately goes into best friend mode. And then he steps out of best friend mode to be just like, well, I could haluva kick my friend in the head, and I probably would win the match. And I just think if there's, you know, in terms of like believing that there's stuff being planted for the future, that was one of those things where I was like, I actually think I said out loud, don't you do it, Sammy. Because I'm a fucking mark at the end of the day. Because I want to be. I want to be just kind of swept up in it all. God damn it. But at the end of the day, I don't trust WWE in the same way that I used to in that brief period where Triple H took the reins, where I'd be just like, no, they're actually building to stuff.
Things that are done in the matches will matter and be paid off at a later date and time.
But I did write great match.
Yeah. This is my favorite thing on both shows.
I didn't write that next to this other match, which is Trick Williams versus Baron Corbin.
Hot fucking dog.
Hey, you got the prediction right, though.
Yeah, this is like my one point. This is the one thing I got to close the gap. Holy shit, man.
I wrote, my first note is, this is an auraless man. And then also I just wrote at the very end, Baron Corbin came back to do a Baron Corbin match. And I wrote, what did they think would happen?
I'm sure they were fucking thrilled with this. Because, I don't know. They've got a weird thought process. I didn't think this match was going to be good. Because, unfortunately, Trick Williams is not a polished worker. He's fine. He can have a match. He can be put in there with a great worker and rise to the occasion. Baron Corbin is also not a good worker. He never has been. He's had runs where, you know, him and Baron and Braun Breaker is a tag team in NXT. That was cool.
Sure.
People liked that. That was good. He's had a decent little run in MLW and things like that. I'm sure that was better than the shit stuff he was doing 10 years ago on SmackDown. But this was a combination that did not make sense in my head. You talk about bringing out the fucking action figures on a big show and be like, let's make combinations and like all these different things that would be so good.
Who asked for this?
I don't know who the fuck asked for this. I don't know why the fuck half the people on these shows end up being on the shows when we've still never... I don't think Carmelo Hayes has ever had a one-on-one match on pay-per-view. Ever.
I can't believe we didn't have Carmelo Hayes. Like, imagine just having the fucking triple threat that we were supposed to have at WrestleMania. Just like Trick Williams versus Ilya Dragunov versus Carmelo Hayes. Fuck you. You stole both of our moments.
Yeah. I don't get it. I don't get it. It's like he must have like hit on Stephanie or something. Like, what the fuck else is the explanation for why this guy who got himself over, again, this fucking asshole on the goddamn press conference, going and saying like, well, when you get over, then you get pushed, except for all the times in which they get over and then they take the U.S. title off you a week before WrestleMania and tell you to go and sit in catering.
Is there anyone more under than Baron Corbin? Like, who is more of a symbol of, oh God, this again, than Baron Corbin? Constable Corbin.
The patron saint of here's your NXT call-ups first feud sent to die.
Yeah. Like even Dolph Ziggler would be just like, no, like I know that I used, or like Dolph Ziggler and The Miz look at Baron Corbin and be just like, that guy's got no heat. Mm-hmm. Like that guy is just like the same fucking cookie cutter feud every single fucking time. And he just like at the end of the match, he was just like, his promo that he was cutting on camera, walking to the back was, I said I was going to do it, and then I did it. And I was just like, Jack Swagger, motherfucker. Like
This pissed me off for a lot of reasons, some of which we've kind of talked about, but like it's the complete dissonance between what I'm fucking seeing with my eyes and what is going into my fucking ears via the commentary. Because they're talking about how Baron Corbin's this fucking badass, he's so fucking sick.
This is the Baron Corbin that you've never seen before.
This Baron, the fucking Michael.
He does pound and ground.
There was a fucking Michael Coleism in the CM Punk thing again. I forgot about this, where he's talking about his fucking green jacket because they're in Minnesota, and he talks about the number 20. That signifies CM Punk's 20 years in pro wrestling. And I'm like, and he goes, meaning the time he spent in WWE, which is also not fucking the case. You fucking asshole. You could have just said it's been his 20 years since his WWE debut. No, I have to get it wrong twice. So fast forward to this. I'm already not in a Michael Cole enjoying headspace. And they just start talking about how Baron Corbin's this fucking badass. Baron Corbin, this fucking lone wolf. You know, he's big and he's tough and he's cool. And look at this Baron Corbin. He's a badass. and Lil Yachty is there doing a bad job.
Who is he?
And he's you don't know people. It's fine.
What's his song?
I don't know.
You don't know.
I don't
no
know.
one knows.
But I know who he is.
Wee Boaty. Who is he? Why has he been on every fucking show since before WrestleMania?
I don't know, and I would like him not to be at this point. My point is, fucking Baron Corbin at one point starts advancing on Lil Yachty. Lil Yachty grabs a fucking stick and proceeds to back Baron Corbin the fuck down. How about instead... Maybe the fucking referee's distracted. Maybe the referee's gotten bumped or something. Maybe he fucking swings the thing at Baron Corbin and Baron Corbin no-sells it. Or how about he swings at it and Baron Corbin like catches it under his fucking arm, rips it away from him, and then Trick Williams cuts him off and throws him in the ring. To show that he is a fucking badass, not that he's being fucking backed down by Lil Yachty, non-wrestler Lil Yachty, to then continue with all this. Lil Yachty fucks up his fucking spot, can't hit him with the fucking cane when he's meant to, which means that Baron Corbin just kind of stood there at the side of the ropes.
Little Yachty, like, please.
Fucking hit me! Hit me! He hits him with the fucking thing. They go for a near fall. All of this leads to the ref being distracted, meaning Baron Corbin can pick up the fucking fuzzy belt, hit Trick Williams with it, pin him with the end of days, and instead of being like, oh, this whole thing's fucking bullshit, Lil Yachty's got his stick and this title, this whole thing is a catastrophe. What state is the U.S. title in? We need to sort this out on SmackDown. They're like, fucking Baron Corbin, what a trip back. He really earned this U.S. title match. And I was like, this whole segment can get in the fucking sea. Wretched fucking match. Terrible combination of guys. A fucking guy at ringside that fucks up everything that he does. A bad finish with bad commentary and a stupid direction in which the old as fuck guy that debuted 10 fucking years ago, and they said like, oh, he needed to take time away from WWE. No, he was fired.
Yeah.
We're still telling that. Oh, he needed to go on a soul-searching journey and find himself.
He traveled to the top of the tallest mountain and carried the blue flower all the way to the top.
He got fucking fired by you people. And now he's back and he's the US champion.
Bockety ass bullshit. Like this is the actual part of the show where I was just like, what is happening? Like I wrote a little note in my thing for Gunther and Nick Aldis, and I'd like talk about a match where both guys win.
Yeah, absolutely.
And for any time that's the case, I think it's a good match.
Yeah.
This is the only match where both guys lost.
Fucking a damning indictment of all involved.
Trick Williams looked like such a fucking goober.
Yeah.
Man.
Because he is. He is a goober. It's so annoying because, like, if you just put him under the right circumstances, I genuinely think he ends up being the fucking Rock.
When you told me that Baron Corbin's indie name was B. Dyer, I was just like, fucking by name and by nature, I suppose.
Yeah.
Jesus wept.
Yeah.
Enough of this. Simply enough of this. Let's talk about happier things.
Wretched.
Let's talk about Chelsea Green. Grinning from ear to ear.
You called this one.
Well, the moment, I talked myself into it because, for the same reason that neither of us picked Charlotte.
Yeah.
Because it's the interim.
It's the interim.
Which is, you've never done it before. You probably will never do it since.
Yeah.
And maybe it's just so that you can make this whole Chelsea Green thing fly. You didn't need to do that. I would have fucking loved it if Chelsea Green had won the world title. Because it's not the same as Jinder Mahal. In case anyone just feels that little hot, take bubbling underneath them. Chelsea Green got over. Chelsea Green is over. Comedy character. A bit of a loser, can't really do it by themselves. Her return to WWE was coming back in the Royal Rumble and immediately getting eliminated. Why? Because it's a memorable spot.
Yeah.
So she didn't just go into the shuffle. Because she fucking gets it, man. And that's why she's over. In Unreal, I don't know what's real and what isn't. But I buy Chelsea Green in Unreal. Maybe she's just a brilliant salesman. But I believe it. And you forced me to watch the Unreal season where they make this decision, and then we get to see her walk backstage holding that fucking championship, tears in her eyes. And I'm getting everyone's just gonna be so happy for her. Michael P.S. Hayes will be in the corner being just well, I don't think they should do it. I think I don't. She's only so far she could go, actually. And I loved it. I thought this was a good match. I don't think it was incredibly well worked, but I think everyone had their pairings, which I think is really good. Hearing unathletic Tempest scream about work rate is a hilarious lack of self-awareness. That's not very nice. What do you mean unathletic? Tempest is athletic.
I know the mask surprises people, but I don't wrestle. It's not like I'm the worst fucking wrestler of all time going on Busted Open Radio talking about how shitty fucking Will Ospreay is. Fucking idiot. Anyway. Yeah, this match was really something. She fucking went on the post-show deal with Big E and everything. She went on the desk and shouted out Michael Hayes.
Yeah.
She was just like, that's for you, Michael Hayes. And I was like, good for you, Chelsea Green. Good for you.
Good for you, you real person.
I loved the finish of this match.
I know.
There's the setup of it all. I was watching it happen. I was like, and as soon as everybody else is fucking wiped out, because they do the deal in which Chelsea's the last one there. She had pushed, I think, Tiffany off the top of the ladder onto a pile. So she was the only one in the ring.
Sorry,
she goes up.
Sorry, there's just before you carry on, I watching Lash Legend realize she's on the wrong side of the ring and sprint across the hard camera to essentially throw herself into the path of Tiffany Stratton. Yeah. I was rolling on the floor. Fucking brilliant spot as well. Please continue.
Yeah. I hope no. I'm seeing too many people now talking about how Tempest hates Will Ospreay. And I can only imagine that half of them are taking that ironically and half of them aren't.
He's your number 9, I believe.
Yeah. But, anywho. Yeah, this is going to get clipped out of it. You fucking made this mask. Anyway.
Oh, shit. At Will Ospreay.
Yeah, add him for me. We'll have a laugh. Fucking the putting together of the finish in which they pull at your heartstrings and make you believe and then take it away. And make you believe and take it away that because the way a lot of these matches at least used to work was it was almost like everyone got a turn. And you'd get taken out for a while and you'd kind of be not seen. Maybe you'd be part of the pile and catches them and everybody. And you'd wait your turn, It's just if your turn to be the one to have the hope spot of almost getting it takes place at a certain point, then it's the finish. So it's oh, hope it doesn't happen too early for the person I want, and that sort. So it's like Chelsea gets her turn to almost win.
Yeah.
And that's when fucking Michin and BFAB come down.
I was in a foul fucking mood.
Oh, I knew you would be.
I was just like, motherfucker, again, up and about, pacing through the back. Because again, we both speak the language of wrestling. That was Chelsea's one shot at
Exactly.
this.
She's going to get knocked out, and she's not going to have another one. They fucking trip her up, they pull her legs through the fucking rungs of the ladder, and she's laying there, and they send Jade Cargill to go up the ladder, and at the same time, they've constructed all the ladders so all 5 of the competitors can be there at the same time. And they all go up, and eventually people go this way, they get pushed off, and Jade and Charlotte go this way, they get pushed off, and the only person left in shot is Chelsea Green, still just upside down by her stupid little feet, hooked under the rungs of the ladder. And as soon as she's the only one there, the whole building comes unglued. Because now they know, now it is Chelsea's turn, and there's just a beat, and she sits up, and she goes, it's how you can tell that this is the end of the match. Everybody's it's just up to the top, grabs it.
Like, keeps her balance perfectly.
Finish.
Just like, again, like you say, the gap between her sitting up and getting the title is because, like, that's a fucking finish.
Yeah.
That is not someone who doesn't know how to do this. This is not like, I'm pausing, I'm seeing the crowd. I'm not waiting for people to get frustrated with me screaming at the screen. Fucking go, Chelsea. She sits up, she nips up, and she pulls the title belt. And at that point, I am just all over my living room. Again, these are reasons why this SummerSlam is. I view it more fondly. I am a bit of a sucker for good for you moments, and night 2 was full of them.
Chock full of them, for sure. Good for you, Baron Corbin.
Good for you. Go, Ben.
Someone
Corbin.
pointed out that Lil Yachty fucked up his table spot too.
Yeah, he sure did.
This match, otherwise, like I thought it was. I was very concerned for all those involved.
I was very concerned for Tiffany Stratton. She took all the worst fucking spots.
Yeah. Like, this felt very easy. Like, this could have very easily become overcomplicated in the production room of, like, let's put together this match with a bunch of really complicated moving pieces.
The Lara Valkyria, Becky Lynch of it all.
Exactly. And as a result, you end up with just kind of a mess. And unfortunately, like, a mess in a regular match is just a bad match. A mess in a ladder match could be dangerous, and you don't want any of that. But I thought, generally speaking, like, there were plenty of moments where, the bumps off various ladders I thought looked less than amazing. This and that. If I want to nitpick just the little things here and there.
Sure.
Like, it wasn't the greatest fucking ladder match I ever saw, but generally, I thought they came away from this telling the stories they wanted to, having a great finish, having plenty of spots that you can weave into a good highlight pack, and everyone played their role. No one stuck out as like, oh boy, get them away from a ladder in this match.
No, I was worried Lash was going to be that, but I think Lash acquitted herself really well, like absolutely killed Tiffany Stratton. It was sort of like a Carly bomb through a ladder, and it's like, Jesus Christ, Tiffany.
Yeah.
Like, bloody hell. And I think it's a testament to the quality of, like, I don't think they have the best booked women's division on SmackDown at the moment, but they do have stories going on, and you can tell that because at various points, 2 people in the match turned and looked at each other, and you're like, oh yeah, these guys are feuding, or oh yeah, these guys have history, or oh, this could be something. Like, I want to see Lash Legend feud with Tiffany Stratton now. Like, I don't think it's a match in which there are significant losers, because Charlotte and Jade are spinning off into their own thing. Tiffany looked like the Jeff Hardy of Jeff Hardy's. Like, Christ.
What does that mean?
It means, like, you don't have to do this, but I'm appreciative that you did.
Sure.
Lash Legend had a couple of nice spots to go along with her couple of nice spots at Royal Rumble. They're slowly kind of working Lash Legend up to be a proper thing. And then, Chelsea Green at the right time. If not now, when?
Yeah, that's it. Like, my pick being Jade was just so we could do a unification match with her and Rhea and, like, run back the WrestleMania match, because that feels like a thing they would do. But if you are taking the, like, well, it doesn't really matter. It's the interim belt. Like, you can do anything. Why not do a nice thing?
I'm going to watch SmackDown to see her coronation.
Yeah. Oh, my God. What a segment that's going to be.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good for her. Canada wins again.
Yeah, I have nothing negative to say about this match other than, it's a ladder match with many moving parts, and some of the moving parts didn't quite work. I've got it in all caps. Fuck B-Fab and Meechin. Apologies, guys. You caught me at a bad moment. Danhausen. Well, I certainly feel a bit more justified in my little grumpy tirade in the predictions video. A lot of people being just like, well, you're grumpy. Why don't you like Danhausen? And I was like, I'll tell you why I don't like Danhausen. It's not that I don't like Danhausen. I dislike Danhausen's presentation. You know why I dislike Danhausen's presentation? It's because at the very end, he gave some money to Michael Cole, and Michael Cole pointed out that not only did he get one human monies, and hitting the fucking meme words of human monies, but he also reminded us that you could buy this human monies from WWEshop.com.
Yep.
At the end of the day, do you know what this reminds me of?
What does it remind me of?
Reminds me of Rick and Morty.
Ah.
Rick, like, if you can imagine Rick and Morty coming out, it's like season 1, no one's ever seen it, but your cool friend who watches Adult Swim tells you about this show. And then you watch it, that's pretty cool, and you watch season 2, and really it's still a bit of a cult thing, so everyone's talking about it, and it's great. When season 3 comes along, by that point everyone's watching it. And then you're the least popular person you know corners you in the corner of a pub and just starts reaming off Rick and Morty catchphrases at you. Wubba lubba dub dub. Wubba lubba dub dub, Tempest. And then they bring out a bootleg t-shirt that they've made with Wubba lubba dub dub written on it. It's like, Wubba lubba dub dub, Tempest. I've made some Bitcoin that you can buy. It's called Wubba lubba dub dub coin. Oh my, buy my t-shirt, Tempest. Wubba lubba dub dub. And at that point, I don't think Rick and Morty feels as cool as it once felt.
Do you remember when they had JR say Wubba lubba dub dub on Dynamite? It's like the 3rd episode of Dynamite.
What are you talking about? What's the context?
AEW Dynamite did a crossover with Rick and Morty. It's like the Halloween episode of Dynamite in 2019. It's their 3rd or 4th show, and I think Best Friends come out as Rick and Morty for their match.
Sure.
Like Trent Beretta is dressed as Rick, and Chuck Taylor is dressed as Morty. And they come out, and they get, well, he's an asshole, so we don't like Justin Roiland now, but at the time, we didn't know any better. He fucking ring announces the two of them down to the ring as Rick and Morty, like, just as a voice. It's like, introducing now, best friends, all that. And Excalibur very clearly, like, passes a fucking note to Jim Ross and says, like, hey, JR, I need you to read something for me. And he looks at it and just goes, wubba lubba. Dub dub.
But that's the thing, is like, it's just one of those things where when someone tells a joke and you realize that that's funny, and then someone else sees you laughing at the joke and then sells the joke back to you. And I'm just fucking sick of WWE's fucking comedy. Yeah. Good for you, El Torito. You know? Good for you, Torito Hausen.
Sure.
Hey, fucking Joe Hendry got to be on SummerSlam. Good for you. Like, I didn't hate this match as much as Trick versus Baron Corbin, because it was at least short. But I did keep having to point out to Terry that Dominic Mysterio was the AAA fucking mega champion.
He had a real fucking, like, I'm involved in this bullshit face. And maybe that was him playing it up. But he has tweeted since then the gif of Marshawn Lynch, the football player who repeatedly... He didn't want to do interviews. He never wanted to do an interview. He didn't want that to be part of his job. He didn't want to talk to the media, right, after games and everything. So they would put him in front of the media, and they'd ask him questions, and he would just say the same thing over and over and over again. And one of the times was, I'm just here so I don't get fined. Was his line he said to 12 different people. And that's what Dom fucking posted. Just, I'm here so I don't get fined. And I believe it.
I believe it.
Like, shocker, I didn't care for this, you know. I don't surprise everyone. You know, we had our big rant about Danhausen and his implementation during our predictions, so you can check back on that for the full breakdown of
Cross
it.
promotion, you'll love to see it. You won't get fined.
No, it fucking...
I did make you watch SummerSlam just so you don't get fined.
Yeah. This is my pay. This is how I pay to be able to have reviewed 3 or 4 different AEW pay-per-views this summer and what have you. But I don't know, man. I don't know. I get nothing out of this. I said in the predictions that, like, the idea that Danhausen exists makes me happy that, you know, a guy that's not a big jacked up fucking bodybuilder, ex-football player, whatever, can still succeed in pro wrestling. You know, that a theater kid who really commits to his bit can succeed.
Keep hitting that, the failed theater kid bit.
He's not failed theater kid,
yeah.
But just like he's a theater kid who has a fucking bit. And he commits to the bit to such a level that it works.
Agreed.
I like that can exist and succeed in pro wrestling. I like that. I just don't like any of the rest of it. I am watching a fucking on a pole match. You've lost me already.
Yeah.
You know, like there's never been a real good one. Which fucking you'll point to something in the comments of the good on a pole match.
You know, the biker chain on a pole match.
Fucking
the nightstick on a pole match.
I think Ziggler had one at one point where a contract was on a pole and like they really tried to give it one, you know, like have the best pole match or something. But like, I don't know, fucking bunch of mini Housens, and here's Joe Hendry with his guitar, and here's Dominic Mysterio, who again was really fucking hot like a year and a half ago, and now is doing this, and it's the same thing that we talked about, where if you got the fucking guy who's gonna lose the match, and he curses him, and then he goes away, and that guy happens to lose the match, and that just keeps happening, then it's like, well, it's probably bullshit, but you never know. Whereas the fucking thing here is that the fucking turnbuckle explodes because he's actually a magic little demon man.
He's a Dracula.
And he's not. He's fucking not that. He's a little theater kid.
He's a con artist.
He's a con artist, and that would be funny, but he's not a con artist. He's a fucking little demon man with magic powers, and I don't want to see magic powers in my wrestling. I know I lose people when I say that, but I just don't.
It's, again, WWE don't get it. They also don't get that. So Danhausen shouldn't have magical powers. Danhausen should basically just be a weird little guy who keeps trying to be like The Rock.
Yes.
But he basically wants to be the Undertaker, but he's not. He's a little grifter, but he's charming and he works his way. And like you say, the curse thing is not real, but it could be.
Yeah.
And actually, it ends up being a self-fulfilling prophecy that people worry more about being cursed.
It's like the Drake curse. Drake does this same thing.
Drake Maverick.
No, Drake, the rapper.
Oh.
One of the most famous people on the earth.
He had the feud with Kendrick Lamar.
He did.
I got it.
A minor. If he supports a sports team, that sports team's fucked.
Ha!
And it is like,
that's really funny.
Oh shit! Drake said we were gonna win. Oh fuck!
Well, guys, Drake is coming.
It would have a psychological effect on me if I was a sportsman. You know.
But yeah, I just wrote down bollocks.
It was a bunch of bollocks.
The thing is, like, they've got it wrong. They've made Joe Hendry into a guy. Joe Hendry does have magical powers. That's why Joe Hendry is funny, is that Joe Hendry can teleport. Like, that has to be part of Joe Hendry's character for it to work, is that you say his name and he appears, and he does appear. Like, your fairy godmother. He just does. But now you're just playing his music and he's coming down with a guitar. He's just going to be a comedy music man, which, you know, Joe Hendry was for a time, but... What got him crazy over is, like, say his name and he appears, and he does, and it's freaking people out.
Yeah. I'm glad that everyone involved gets a fucking paycheck out of this. all the minis will have gotten a bigger payday than they would have had if they weren't on the fucking show.
Someone was saying that there was a comedian in there. Brad Williams, I believe. Someone. So a comedian was one of the Mini-Housens. Good for you.
Cool. Good for you. I'm sure you'll look back on that as a fond memory of it all. But it is the Michael Cole-ness of it, of just being an incessant merch plugger of all this. Hit your buzzwords and also WWEshop.com and also all the other things. It's slop. This is fucking WWE producing just slop and being like, here, another spoonful for you. Also pay for this spoonful. Sign up to Club WWE as well. Here's John Cena to sell you more slop.
Also, if you look closely on the handle of the spoon, it's the name of someone who's paid 50 grand to have their name be written on the handle of the spoon. There was one bit where they panned over some of the names on the canvas. You fucking dork, if you paid like tens of thousands to have your name be on a SummerSlam mat, you don't deserve money.
No, you're doing it wrong. I'm really sorry. You're doing wealth wrong. There's a million things you could do. You will find more fulfillment in spending your money than that.
Buy a jet ski. They're really fun. You ever been on one?
Turns into Owen Wilson.
I don't.
Fucking Loki. The one human thing he likes, human jet skis.
I'm not gonna lie, jet skis are fucking fun as shit. I went on one and I was just like, I could genuinely do this every day of my life.
I honestly, yeah.
Anyway, Chad Gable versus
Penta. I would love to be on a body of
Penta.
water right now.
People all around the world. Okay, so look,
Yeah,
there's gonna be people out there being like, Danhausen's a little bit of fun.
sure.
To those people, I say, could you have had maybe Danhausen in a backstage segment doing what he does best and donate those 15 minutes to Chad Gable versus fucking Penta?
I was wondering what you were looking up a second ago. It looked like you were looking up the fucking times of these matches.
11 minutes is too short for this match. There are very few objective things, I think, in this little review. Tempest and I disagree on some things. I walk away from a lot of... Like, this is the one bit where my good for you Chad Gable is severely tempered. Like, they took time away from his match so that he can have the bells and whistles and the firework and his family come into the ring. Like, that took up 3 minutes that could have been in the match, and the match probably would have been better for it. But I can't fathom this match but going anything. I can't fathom this match not being like 18 to 20 minutes.
No, this should be a fucking all-time classic. They run down the fucking list of the great Intercontinental Championship matches. All your Bret Hart and Mr. Perfect. All your Bret Hart and British Bulldog. All your Shawn Michaels, Razor Ramon. Triple H and The Rock in the ladder match. You could keep going. You could talk about your Rey Mysterio and Dolph Ziggler. You could talk about, Seth Rollins and Dolph Ziggler years later. There are good Intercontinental Championship matches of which you can add a new one to the legacy, and people already fucking care. And your priorities are so badly fucked that you are dedicating that much time to the fucking goober comedy match compared to this. And I have no idea. It's the TKO-ness of it all that they're so fucking happy with Danhausen. And good for him, but you can be fucking happy with Danhausen in a 4-minute match.
They went only 2 minutes longer than Baron Corbin.
Appalling. I am utterly appalled. Like, to look at, and obviously they're completely different things, but to look at the fucking Americanos match, Noche de los Grandos, or whatever it was called. I think I got close.
I think that's the first time I've seen you speak Spanish, despite the fact that you were lucha themed from your head to your toes.
Right? But
do the rest of it in Spanish.
I cannot, and I won't. I will offend people. That whole thing is the best presented WWE thing I think I've ever seen. I think from start to finish, it is an hour long, and every single moment of that hour is 10 out of 10 perfect. Wouldn't change a single thing about it. Obviously, you're not going to do that here.
No.
But I do not know how you look at that as like the inspiration for Chad Gable's next chapter and his push and all of that, and not understand fucking anything about what makes that great. Yeah, his fucking family's in the ring in both cases. But people fucking want to devote their time to something they can emotionally invest in like this.
Yeah.
And you're simply not allowing them to do so. For no other reason than you've got shit to sell.
They know how this works. It's a choice. Like,
Yeah.
that's the thing is, like, they got to the point where they were trading punches.
Yeah.
They got to that point, and I was just like, I wrote down as like, oh, fuck. They are speeding through this. There's no act one in this match. Like, they went to a moonsault into a super kick, a penta driver, and trading punches in the first 5 minutes of this match. And that made me realize, okay, this is not going to be the match that I think it needs to be. Yeah. I think if this match had been the all-time Intercontinental Classic that we know that they're both capable of, ending with Chad Gable, blah, 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 blah. Again, it's one of those things that just gives this show the kind of strength of personality that it desperately needs. It gives it that clear identity. I hate the fact that I'm going to have to go and rewrite my list because you have convinced me that this SummerSlam is not the 14th best one. It's really fucking irritating because I did that this morning, Tempest, and I was like, the list is finally done. I have to go back and reorder it, you piece of human garbage. You've infected me with your hate. But I can't get over the fact that, like, this match is, again, like, I thought this was going to be the heart and soul of night 2.
Yep.
And it was good.
It was a 3-star match. That should have been 4 3/4. This should have been one of the fucking great WWE matches of the year. The Intercontinental Championship, your workhorse fucking belt that they love to say all the fucking best wrestlers ever have the fucking belt, and at SummerSlam in particular, list them all again. I don't know how you look at this combination and the pinnacle of this story and this guy's push, his first fucking singles championship, all these things. I don't know, like, they're not going to make it the fucking main event. Sure, I know they're not. But I don't know how you don't treat it as though this is fucking the biggest, most important thing outside of the world titles on this show.
Yeah.
And it was just another thing. It was just it was given as much importance as any of the other fucking things on the show.
You can't just do moves on the apron and that just bumps it up a star level. And I know that they know that's not how it works because they've done this stuff too well too many times. And especially I know that Chad Gable knows that's not how it works. Yeah. Like, his match against Vikingo had a lot of the same kind of stuff in here, but they take their time. He isolates a limb. He does it properly. He's pissed off at all the lucha stuff. Like, there's so much more personality to it. And, like, don't get me wrong, Chad's playing a different character now that has to be more respectful. But you still can find a little bit of the red rage. You can find, like, this is a championship worth living and dying for. Like, don't get me wrong, I like that Penta wrapped the belt around him at the end. But it's like fucking, like, Sasha and Bailey. Like, if they did, like, the flowers and the crying and the hugging, but their match had gone 6 minutes.
Yeah.
You can't just do it. Yeah. You have to earn it. And I just, like, it is so close. 5 more minutes. 6 more minutes. 10 more minutes. 20 more minutes. And, like Punk and Cody went 30 minutes long, which is fine. They could do it. I actually didn't think it was anywhere near that long. It surprised me they went half an hour. Honestly, it flew by. But they got to the point where they were just like, oh shit, we're in the end game now and anything can happen. And they didn't get that feeling in this match, and it really, really is a shame.
What would have stopped them from? They start wrestling. They do some sequences. Penta catches him with a head scissors takedown or something expressly lucha. And Chad can kind of, like, it takes the rolling bump and he kind of sits up. He's close to the camera and he'll just kind of be like, And he gets up and he goes over and maybe they shake hands real quick. All right, we go again. And it happens, do another sequence, boom, 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 boom. This happens a few minutes later maybe. And he kind of catches him another time and he hits him with a fucking lucha thing. At that point, he snaps up and he's pissed. And he's just kind of like, and he goes right back to it, gets him in a headlock, and they keep going. And you tell that he's pissed off, but he's respectful, he's being better. And you build all of it to the end sequence and the finish of all of it. And he just fucking catches the lucha thing into an ankle lock, gets him because he's appreciated this culture and the style of wrestling, and he's learned, but he's a competitor, and he's not going to let his want to be very good and nice and a good, lovely boy to detract from this fucking moment of his career that he's waited so long for, and he catches him and he beats him, and after that, Penta's like, fucking fair play to you, man, put the fucking belt on him, boom, boom, boom. Tell that fucking story. It's just a match.
Someone pointed out, like, and it's something I've been waiting to just say, and someone else has said it in the comments, he didn't even pull down the straps. At no point did the straps come down for him finally winning the Intercontinental Championship, because there wasn't a moment where it felt like he was just like shifting up to the next level, because they were just in Act 3 from the jump.
Yeah.
And it was just a real shame, because like like Chad Gable fucking gets it more than almost anyone else on the roster.
Yep.
You know who did that exact thing that you're talking about? Did it so well?
Who did that?
Believe it or not, Kurt Angle.
I'm shocked.
His match with Chris Benoit at WrestleMania X7. They're doing mat wrestling, and Chris Benoit gets him. And he's just like, haha, no, I am an Olympian, though, so we are going to do this again. And Chris Benoit gets him again, and then he just fucking punches him in the face.
Yep.
And it's like, and JR and Paul Heyman, more Paul Heyman at that point would be just like, Kurt Angle could not out-wrestle Chris Benoit, so he's turned it into a fight.
Mm-hmm. That's how you tell a story, ladies and gentlemen. And, gets the belt put on him. Family's in the ring. Happy.
I have a note for that.
Yeah?
I said, lol at his dad wearing the number 2 fan shirt. Just his dad just openly admitting that he doesn't love Chad as much as his mother. I'm Chad's mom. I'm Chad's number 1 fan. Chad's dad like, yeah, I like him, but I wouldn't say I'm his number 1 fan. Please, continue.
And I thought it had to have been a fucking angle. Here's his first challenger. Nope. It's just a fucking root beer mascot. It just has to fucking take a fucking photo.
Oh yeah, there's no betrayal. It's
no, I thought it was just gonna be, I don't know who the fuck it would be. You know, whoever. Pick a first challenger. Doesn't fucking matter. Fucking take the head of the dog off. Oh, no, he ruined his moment.
It's Nick Jackson.
Sure, yeah. What the dog doing? It is completely inexcusable. And it's at the end, and sure, you can fucking turn the thing off before then. Maybe they'll cut that bit from the bit they upload to YouTube when this match ends up on the WWE Vault or something. But the presentation of this is not what it was in AAA, and the emotional promo, and here's my family and all this. It's here's my family, I did it. Excuse me while I now go and pose with our corporate sponsor. This fucking mascot for root beer. For Mug Root Beer, which sucks. Can't stand it.
Yeah, I mean, talk about like getting worked up into a tizzy about something that is good.
Yeah,
it was a good match. If this match was on Raw, you'd be like, "Fuck yeah!" Do you see that segment? That single segment, fucking brilliant.
Yeah,
can't wait for them to run that back at the pay-per-view.
Yeah, I mean, fucking. Got the fucking stamps up here, and we talk about it a lot. Like, something like this is fucking... It's earmarked to be fucking this one. Super happy, fun, smiley face. Biggest smile possible face. And I'm sorry, this is one of those deals where if you can't have Chad Gable win his first fucking singles title again. You can't have the culmination of his journey to Mexico and his emotional journey and all this be culminated with a first singles title again. You only have one chance to make it this, and you didn't. And that makes it worse. And I don't appreciate it. Looking at wrestling as the art form that it is.
Let's get to our main event. We have talked for nearly 2.5 hours.
I like chatting wrestling with y'all.
Aww.
It's why I do this. It's not just that, like, well, I'm in too deep now.
All right.
I will be here every day of the week. You can't get me to leave.
Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins. Okay. My thoughts on this match. I'm so confused by it. I know I was watching the entire thing being just like, Tempest is not going to like this. Because this is exactly the kind of WWE main event you don't like. Basically they go... The Act 1, Act 2, and Act 3 is only delineated by the strengths of the moves that they're doing. So you have walk and brawl until your first big signature. Then you've got Act 2, and then you swap finishers, but no one's been... Oh, and the thing that you do in all of the Act 2s, I take your finisher, you take my finisher, and then Act 3 is all about that's when you have the actual thing that the match is about. It's two guys talking to each other about, do you remember that time you hit me in the back with a chair 12 years ago? I'm over it. And then you have the thing where like, okay, good. They told the ending of the Shield in 2026. I don't know why. I don't think they did it badly. I think this would have been a very fine WrestleMania 33 main event.
Yeah, right?
And it's just one of those things where like, I like Roman realizing after, WrestleMania 40 that actually if he just keeps going for revenge, it will make him a lesser man. He throws the chair away. And them both shouting out Dean Ambrose. We got to hear Cole say the wacky line again.
The wacky line.
At that point, I was just like, I can hear Brian from a...
Who? Fucker.
I can hear Brian Keith from across London not enjoying that because Brian Keith also doesn't enjoy Michael Cole's commentary.
No,
and then
he's a man of taste.
And then I also thought that Tempest would not enjoy this.
The wacky line. It was stupid line. 10 years ago. Fucking asshole. Anyway, this match was fine. I didn't hate this match.
No.
But it's not the kind of match that I think is a fucking... I saw people saying, like... this is a fucking all-time SummerSlam main event classic. And I'm like, it's really not, though. Like, there have been so many. It is not in the upper echelon of all-time fucking SummerSlam main event matches.
No matter what Michael Cole might say.
No matter what Michael Cole tells you. Like, you're not wrong in your explanation of things that I don't like in your WWE main event. The trading of finishers is fine. I don't really care that much about that sort of thing. Where you do lose me is when the fucking wrestling match has to stop for us to, the spotlight shines on the fucking play and he turns to the audience and has to say what he's feeling right now to everybody. I thought, generally, Roman Reigns taking the opportunity to have the fucking chair in his hands and throw it aside, I was like, that's a good character moment for you, Roman Reigns. Yes. I like that. It's just that the fucking wrestling match that I'm watching does need to be hit. You have to hit pause on it so that can happen and Seth can turn around and get real close to each other and fucking Seth Rollins is shaking like this and then they fight again. It's just... I don't like it when fucking anybody does it. It's my least favorite fucking thing about what AEW's doing right now with Will Ospreay and the fucking bag and like, oh my god, fucking these theater sequences. I know all of wrestling is theater, but I think good main event level pro wrestling is how you can weave shit like that into the wrestling seamlessly rather than hitting pause on the wrestling to do that sort of thing. If you can only tell the story by taking a step out of the wrestling of it all to then, to tell the story you're trying to tell. I don't know. I don't think that is a good style of wrestling match. And people can disagree with that for sure. But I came to the conclusion watching this that honestly, like, I can't say that I liked Roman Reigns' matches more before he turned heel. Like, that would be a lie. Mostly because he didn't have as many opportunities to have good matches.
When he wasn't wrestling AJ Styles.
But, like, I don't think there's that crazy... maybe I'm talking out of my ass. There is a large gap between, like, Bryan Danielson and AJ Styles and most everyone else.
That's true.
So to say, like, I think I liked Roman's matches better when he was wrestling Bryan Danielson and AJ Styles. I was like, well, yeah, I suppose I would. So. But the style of those matches when he would just have a fucking match and it wasn't, the Roman Reigns pandemic of just kind of like walk around and talk shit and you do a crowd brawl, and you go around, you come back, and
Waggle his penis.
yeah, you trade finishers, etc. I just don't really like this formula that they've got going on, and it is just so done to death now.
It is at least a structure. Like,
Yeah.
I wrote it down just for the sake of, like, toying with it, but there's a very clear Act 1, Act 2, and Act 3 in this, which is satisfying. Act 1, Act 2, and Act 3 exists in stories for a reason. Mm-hmm. You have the premise, you have the twist, and then you have the resolve. And I think this match very much fits into that formula, which is why I think some people are just taking good storytelling from it and its epic scale. I just don't understand why we're doing it now.
Yeah.
It's like... This is what it reminds me of. It reminds me of a movie made for a TV show that was cancelled like 10 years ago.
So this is Serenity.
This is Serenity, which is fucking great, by the way.
Yeah, bad example because that's a good example of it.
But like, like Roman, it doesn't quite have a reason for this finale being told other than it's SummerSlam, so I guess we should do something. Because if they were both retiring...
Sure.
Then absolutely. I will give you the pass to rerun the Shield. That's fine. You're both going away. And at that point, fist bumping over the fallen mask, which is Dean Ambrose, is like probably something that would actually bring a tear to my eye. Mm-hmm. But doing it on a random ass SummerSlam just to have the feud which should have belonged to Obafemi, that's the kind of thing that just... There's an emotional disconnect here. And I can appreciate the work they did. Like, Seth Rollins is the new Shawn Michaels. I will keep saying it because it annoys Tempest.
It does, because he's not that.
But like, the fluidity of their wrestling and just, like, how I don't think they blew any spots, which is saying something.
Not at all. They don't fuck up anything. They had the exact match they wanted to have.
Yes.
You know? It was good. I just don't think it was fucking amazing. You know? Like...
It's dressed as amazing.
Yes.
And we have been told it's amazing. I started swearing at Michael Cole during this match.
Shield bomb!
That, because you had primed me for that. Thank you. I couldn't unhear that. But no, it was the fact that the match wasn't over and Michael Cole started calling it an instant classic. And it's like, that's not your call. That's our call.
Yeah.
And pipe the fuck down with that. I can accept it from a commentator when the bell rings. Like, I can accept it from a commentator who'd be just like, 1, 2, 3, that was an instant classic.
Sure.
Just like, you can have the courage of your convictions and be like, well, the match is over, so I can now nail my colours to the mask and say the corporately mandated, this was good, hey, wasn't this good?
Yeah.
Calling it out as an instant classic before the match is over, suck my balls. You can't do it. It's not
One of them could die.
Yeah.
One of them could just have a heart attack and drop. And you'll have always said that. You'll always be on the commentary soundtrack for this match.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really have too much more to say about it. Like, it was good. Like, I didn't watch it and just be like, fucking hate WWE. It was good. It was a solid, like, if you wanted to call this a 4-star match, I'd say that's fine.
Yeah.
But it wasn't 5. And I've seen a lot of people talking as if it was 5.
It might get 4.5.
It just might, you know? I have no idea what fucking Dave gives shit these days.
I think, it is like, I imagine this is a match that probably will be looked at more fondly when you look at it in isolation, because chances are if you're going back to watch this match, you're in it for the Shield story. Yes. Like, I want to go and watch the finale of the Shield. Because that's what this is, and it's as good a finale of the Shield as I think they're capable of telling. It's just that they've airdropped the finale of the Shield into a random part of the WWE calendar, and no one's talking about how inhuman it is. We're literally running down the street being like, but why isn't it over Femi? Doesn't this matter? Surely this should matter you. 5 stars. No. Stories. You can't just drop the ending of a different story. You can't just drop the ending of Return of the Jedi, one of the greatest third acts of anything ever, into a different film and be just like, well, it's good. Yeah. So don't be complaining. It's good. So I agree, like 4 stars, and there will probably be a point where I'll be just like, I want to go back and watch the Shield finale match again. and
I'm
I'll
sure
watch it, and
they'll
probably
have
be
a
great.
playlist of all of the matches involving these folks together, and this one will be the last one at the end of it, and it'll play very nicely in that context. Unfortunately, we live in the real world that isn't a playlist on WWE Vault, and it is out of place, and that's fine. This was a combination of top stars that they could make, and they decided to do that instead of anything else that they could have done. And I guess, like, it's the same sort of thing of if not now, when. You know, like, I don't think Moxley's coming back.
No, probably not.
I don't think he's coming back to play a role in whatever that story would have fucking been. So it's like, well, I don't know. The time to do it is not getting better as time goes on. So like, well, this is a big show. It's just, if there wasn't a thing that I would have rather have seen, if it was just, why are we doing this match now? And there wasn't an Obafemi sitting right there with a title shot that he won.
Really hurts the fact that the King of the Ring winner isn't in this match, despite the fact that the King of the Ring was built around the King of the winner being in this match.
Why not just not have Oba in the tournament and have Seth win?
Right?
You could just do that. There's nothing against
Wait a minute,
giving
Tempest.
Seth Rollins another thing. You could have Seth Rollins be like the fucking fourth guy to win Money in the Bank Royal Rumble.
They had
and
so
King of
many
the Ring.
outs. They had so many. Like, it was a multi-man match. Oba didn't have to get pinned.
I don't fucking know. Yeah, they're all fucking four-way qualifying matches. Ridiculous. Utterly ridiculous. I will not go back and rewatch these shows. I'll be perfectly honest. I might rewatch Kevin Owens come back from time to time to feel something.
Yeah.
That might be about it, though.
I think I've gone from this show being a B to a C+. Because I think
I'm willing to agree with that. I think C+ is fair.
I've seen significantly worse SummerSlams than this. But I will agree that overall the show is broken and it's really hard to get out from underneath that. Despite the fact that there are moments on this SummerSlam which made me grin from ear to ear, and I can't even imagine how much fun it must have been to fucking be there. Because SummerSlam I will give a pass to what I won't give for WrestleMania, because WrestleMania is supposed to be when these stories fucking matter the most. So having no video packages on WrestleMania is a fucking war crime. SummerSlam exists in the nether space of, it's also a party. We'll fuck around and do TLC for the first time. Why not? We'll have some fun. And Chelsea Green winning, and Chad Gable winning, and Kevin Owens returning, and Obafemi in the weirdest Hell in a Cell match with a spot that was so close to being perfect but wasn't. There's lots of little good things here, and it's really hard to just like separate ourselves from this SummerSlam and be just like, oh, actually no, I would go back and rewatch half these matches because we don't have that distance. But it is hard to just like, yeah, there's something broken here.
Yeah.
There's something that is eroding my connection to all of these people. And even when my connection is just that, I'm giving it to you for Chad Gable, someone I've wanted to succeed for fucking years.
A decade.
And then just like, almost.
It's rotten at the core. Like, it really is. Whether that is like the production of it all, whether it is knowing anything at all about the people running it and the not nice facts about their lives and stuff. If it is just like the repeated insistence to not focus on actually fucking telling stories and instead doing, the leaving the room for ads as opposed to, like, just cut all the fucking ads out of this show and give that time to Gable and Penta.
Yeah.
You don't have to cut it out of Danhausen. It isn't just this guy or that guy. Fucking focus on the wrestling, you wrestling company, you. Like, it's a lot of things all at the center of it. And I said when we did our blind rankings that WrestleMania 42, I never had thought that WrestleMania would look so foreign. And I've been watching a lot of these old fucking pay-per-views from time to time, and I know that in some cases it's been like almost 20 years since some of the pay-per-views I'm watching, but it's a completely different product. between then and now, and I really struggle to say that this one in front of me is a better one. It has certain things that is certainly better about it, but in terms of the overall presentation of a show, I don't think they've got a winning formula here. Like, why we can't have a Javon Evans, a Carmelo Hayes, an Ilya Dragunov, your various hoopers that are on your roster that never get pay-per-view minutes. Not even just like it wasn't their turn in the rotation. Like, you get some of them on the show just before this, and they missed SummerSlam. That's a shame. Carmelo Hayes has never had a singles match on pay-per-view. Never, ever, ever, not once, ever. Ilya Dragunov, not a thing. Everyone thought, we can't do him and Gunther in the match in the King of the Ring tournament when Gunther wins King of the Ring in 2024. We got to save that for when it's important, and they just never do it. They never do it because they don't give him any fucking time to be anything. Same thing with, like, I want Javon Evans to be a fucking superstar. I want all these guys to be fucking superstars. You can't be a fucking superstar without being allowed to come off the fucking bench in a big game every now and then. And they're stapled to that bench. And I don't think that's a way to fucking make stars. Especially when you got Triple H saying you got to get fucking over in order to do it.
And just being given your minutes as well. Like, at the end of the day, like, if you're going, go out there and tell the best story. We have another little Freddie. Freddie has come to see us out.
Yes.
She has come to remind us that it's time to. She's saying, "Come away now, boys. Come away, Tempest. Come away, Granddad. You're getting all riled up, and you won't be able to sleep, and we need you to sleep."
I leave for a second. I've said my piece.
Stop looking at me. I'm done now. Let's move away from Tempest.
Thank you all for watching. I don't like WWE, but I like you. I like talking about wrestling. This gives me different contexts to talk about wrestling about.
It's true. We at the end of the day, we can't just see Happy Tempest.
No.
Then who even is Tempest?
Who is that? Who even is that? No, don't you start.
Oh, she very much likes her little scritches. Right, well, we're going to sign off now so that we can properly devote the love and attention to this dog who has been without her 2 wrestling husbands for 2 hours and 45 minutes. Thank you so much for watching this. If you would like to see more of these long-form predictions and what just happened, we will be doing this for All In. We will be doing it on the Patreon, but we'll be giving it exactly the same amount of hype and time. My God, you might just see a smile on this little boy's face.
I'm going to that show. If you're going to be there, I don't know. I'll have the mask on. Come say that you're a BlampCo patron, a board member. I'll take a picture with you. We'll have a good time. See a good show.
Hell yeah. We will be, keep your eyes peeled for this YouTube channel because we will be doing a ranking of every single SummerSlam. This SummerSlam will no longer be the 14th one.
Sorry.
You fuck ass. Instead, it will come, see where it ends up on the list. There you go. It's intrigue. There's a little hook to catch us on the free television. At some point, we will release this full list, probably in like 2 weeks' time, and you get to see where SummerSlam 2026 has ended up. Thank you so much. There is nothing left to say other than that is what just happened. And until next we meet, get back